Hello, and welcome to Cup to Hook Movie Night. And as always, we had so much to catch up on with Cup to Hook conversations, so it ran over just a wee bit. So I have no one on here with me at the current moment, so I'm going to give it a minute for someone to come on. And while I'm doing that, I'm going to grab a blanket. It's a little bit chilly here in South Carolina. And I've got someone with me, so hello and welcome in. Todd, I need my little movie book over there, please, sir.
You got one?
Mm-hmm. Try not to shake you. Okay. So welcome, welcome. I know several of my other friends that come on here for movie night were on conversations, and so they are probably getting off of that and grabbing something and freshening up their drinks and getting ready. I know we won't have everyone with us tonight because we've got some people that are not feeling well, some people that are traveling. So we might even just hang out for a little bit and crochet. So speaking of that, I'm going to grab my crochet and work on it while we wait for more people to come in. I'm currently working on a hat. Hey, Jen. It was so good to see you, my friend, over on Cup to Hook Conversations. And I love that you're in my state. I wish we were closer in distance, but we're not. I could give a good shout out. I'm supposed to go to Myrtle Beach the first weekend in May for Women of Joy conference, but only God knows the plans for that future. Jen says, thanks for the prayers the past couple of days. You're welcome. And those are private between you and I, and you're welcome. Thank you for trusting me to pray those prayers. So I know you said you haven't gotten an opportunity to watch these episodes. I'm going to be honest, you guys. I'm going to lean back a little bit and be a little bit more comfortable. So, and I'm trying so hard not to shake y'all. That Jen, we may not even do the questions tonight, to be honest with you. I'm sorry, I felt like I was being selfish of your time. Oh my gosh, please, no. Don't ever, ever, ever think about that or think that way. Number one, I truly am a prayer warrior. And if I tell you I'm going to pray for you, I'm going to pray for you. Just like you saw, I mean, when I said I was going to pray every hour, I was going to pray every hour until you said that, you know, that wasn't necessary, but I would have done that. And then also it's been a great distraction. It allows me to be who I really am. So don't ever, ever, ever feel that way. And she says it meant a lot to me too. Thank you. Shirley says, hello, everyone. Hello, sweet and beautiful Shirley. I appreciate it as y'all come in if you'll give a thumbs up on this video. I'm so sorry, you guys. I'm trying so hard not to shake y'all. Let me see if I can adjust this a little bit, where maybe I won't do that as much. Okay. Maybe that will stop. Because I see y'all going blink, blink, blink. So Imagine it's only that way on your end. Jen says it helped me trust more. Let's see if I can do this, Jen. Does that even look right? I'm not good at this kind of stuff. Okay. Jen says, hi, Charlie. Charlie says, hi, Jen. Jen says, it's perfect. Oh. Charlie, did you get to watch the episode? I'm not going to lie. Like, I literally finished watching them. I started them. I think my husband and I started them around 2 o'clock today. First 20 minutes into the first episode, I was gone. And I woke up. I made it through the, the first episode for tonight. And then he took my babysitter home because, I can't be left alone right now, which is good. And then when he got back, I watched the second episode while he was making dinner, and then he came out and we finished it. And I just finished it like not very long before getting on to Cup to Hook Conversations. So I just watched them today. Charlie says, good on my end. Jen has a crying emoji. Charlie says, yes, I went back and watched them again. Okay. Hello, Miss Roseanne. And Jen says, hi, Roseanne. And so this is my question, because we do have so many that are not going to be with us for one reason or the other, or they not had an opportunity. I am still shaking, y'all. I am so sorry. They've not had a chance to watch the episode. And I know people are behind on the blanket. I have everything ready for tonight. Entirely up to y'all if you want to do the questions tonight or give everybody a chance to get back into the groove next week. Oh, good, Jen. She says hers is not shaking. Well, that makes me feel better. I tried to move the table back, and it's got my laptop on it, but sometimes my knees hit the bottom of the table, and that's where I see it kind of go, woo. That's why I feel like I'm shaking, y'all. I hate to say it, but once my pain med kicks in, that will change a little bit because I tend to be really fidgety when that leg is hurting. Okay, I think I'm caught up with the questions. I was going to say something. But I am very excited to try and figure out this very next step. Not like figure out what the design is, but how to physically videotape it for y'all. Because, just being honest, when I went to have the surgery done, I didn't have anywhere in the future plans that it was going to be a struggle for me to stand and be able to manipulate around my craft table. So I've got to figure that out, and I will. Hello, Miss Ivy. She says, what are you working on? I am making a beanie hat for my dirty head. I am using, I love this yarn. It is from Hobby Lobby, and it is a 5-ounce skein, and it's called Moody Mosaic. Look at those colors. Isn't that pretty? And since I haven't been able to wash my hair since the night before surgery, and today now makes This is probably going to be embarrassing, but today's Friday, so Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. This is day 10, and I'm not sure when I will be able to wash my hair. I'm making me a beanie hat so that when I come on, y'all can see the beanie hat and won't notice my dull and dirty head until I can wash my hair. But my PT instructor did tell me today that now that the wheelchair's in and all of that, that hopefully next week we will be able to figure out a way. And she's coming back Monday. So I'm hoping Monday be able to figure out a way to wash my hair. But they just need me to be a little bit more confident. Because one, I still can't bend, but I'll find out more about that. Actually, it may not even be Monday. It'll probably have to be when she comes on Wednesday. She comes they come 2 days a week. And I have a guy PT, but something came up. And so right now there's a female that's replacing him, which doesn't matter. As long as they come do my PT and help me walk again, I'll be happy. I don't care who does it. But they want me to try and be a little bit more stable. Because I do have feeling in the foot, I can stand. I just can't stand for great lengths of time. With a walker, I can walk. It looks funky, but hey, I'm doing it. But anyway, when I met with my PT last Wednesday, we were trying to go from a sitting position to just standing. And my greatest fear has been falling. And I fell and hit the floor. And that was my second fall. My first fall was in the hospital on Sunday during PT. We turned too fast and all my weight went on that leg. And since I have no feeling in it, I went down, but I had such great upper body strength that I was able to catch myself on the walker so that they could grab the belt that was around my waist and hoist me back up. So I never fully hit the floor there. But in PT here for the first time in my home, I did. And luckily I had my PT instructor and my husband. And between those two men, they were able to get me back up and ready to do a video with you guys. I literally went on and did a video for Wednesday, 1 hour after hitting that floor. And I'm not going to lie, it scared me a lot. So I'm okay waiting to wash the hair until there's a lot more secure and, safety, because there's no fun in falling. Anyway, I know you didn't ask about all that while you asked me what I was making. That was what you asked me. You didn't ask me about all that. So sorry about that. Jen says, hi, Ivy. Ivy says, hello, Jen. Ivy says, that's pretty. Roseanne says, I'm okay with everything you decide for tonight. I did finish the panel this week. It doesn't matter to me. Well, I do plan on working, Roseanne, on the blanket. I just don't know how much I will have done for Monday. But you know what? Even if I don't get everything done that's supposed to be done for that section, I may just give you what I have. Like I said, the biggest thing is going to be trying to position the cameras. But since I have 2 portable cameras I use, because I have one that's automatically set up for when I do tutorials, and I have one that's automatically set up for when I do lives. So, my husband's going to help me. And now that I have my wheelchair, I can get up to my craft table. So we just got to see with Big Blanket that it's becoming now, just how to manipulate it so that I can actually physically sit and crochet, but get it at an angle that you guys can see it and it still be instructional. So I may have to play with that, but I will do my best to put something out, because I do realize that not everybody is behind. And not only that, I am so anxious to get this done. So I'm so glad you're caught up. So whenever I get it out, you'll be ready for the fun too. I'm so excited about it. So excited. Oh my goodness, my goodness. So Ivy says, hello, Jen. Ivy says, that's pretty. Oh, I think I read that, guys. I'm sorry. Jen says, I love that color. I know, it is so pretty. Like, I really wish I had gotten more than one skein. It is just, and I'm learning more about it. Like I was just telling them, the color that's actually going around now, everything looks variegated, but this is actually a solid black that's going around it. So I can't wait to get it done. Maybe I'm hoping to start a Sunday segment. Oh my gosh, that's what I didn't talk about in our last video, last hour. Maybe I'll talk to y'all about some of that stuff. Jen says, you look marvelous. Thank you. But you know what I mean. When you don't get a chance to wash your hair, and I got a lot of hair, you can see it's thick. It just, ugh. But it's funny because Holland, who is my regular PT, he told my husband to go out and buy me some of that shampoo in a can, that dry shampoo. And my husband did it. And he did a good job picking some out. And I've tried it and it smells good. So it does help give my hair kind of a fresh, springy smell. And it did. It helped give it some lift. So it doesn't look quite so dingy, but thank you. You're too kind. Roseanne says, your H slang looks fine. My H slang. Is that my hair? I'm not sure what you meant by that. That just shows your hair. Okay. Thank you. You're so sweet, Roseanne. Will it be cross-stitching the design in? It absolutely. Absolutely. And so I'm so excited. And something that I have been learning for the like unofficial Longmire blanket that I want to make and put out, I am learning how to do more. Sorry. The pain is real sometimes. The mosaic stitches to be able to put in that blanket. It's going to be so pretty. Oh my gosh. Roseanne says, or two stitching. No, it'll be more, well, it'll be more like cross stitching. So I was wondering about that. Roseanne says, nice. I know. And since y'all have seen the picture, oh my gosh, I can't wait to see it come to life. I mean, the blanket's already come to life, but you know what I mean? Like really just pop. So, something that I'm already doing, even though we've got a ways, and it's hard because just like with the Longmire, I will do the same with the Call the Midwife. I did it, Jen. I remember the name of it. I will not watch episodes ahead. And that's hard, to be honest, when you're trying to design something. Because when you're trying to design something, ouch, and you want it to correlate with the theme, you almost have to know details. So I'm trying to Google some things about it without ruining, or what's the word I'm looking for? Where you learn something ahead of time. I can't think of the word right now. But without learning what's going to happen. But I'm already trying to put things together for the Call the Midwife projects. Because in the current moment in my head, there's 3 projects. And everybody can either pick one of the projects to do or all 3 projects to do. Goodness knows there's so many seasons in Call the Midwife that we'll have plenty of time to do all 3 projects. So, and don't let that overwhelm you. I do not expect everybody to do all 3. I'm just doing it for fun and a variety. But the good thing about that is some of that's already pre-done for us. So it's going to be just following what's already out there, so to speak. So the one thing I've got to work on, though, is for movie night, what are you guys going to be winning towards? You know, like right now you win to pick colors for the Longmire blanket. And everybody's colors are going to kind of be preset for their project. So I'm working on coming up with something. Maybe I'll just keep a tally of all the points, and we'll have like a overall total of first, second, third, runner up. You know, because I want to do something nice. You know, like I want it to be fun and challenging, and everybody want to participate. So any ideas you have on that, you know, shoot them my way. Share your creativity, because we wouldn't be here if it weren't for you guys putting things into motion and making suggestions. So Jen says, I didn't see a picture. What? Really? Okay, well, all I can tell you is obviously they would be Cup to Hook movie nights before surgery date. I can tell you it was not the Friday before surgery. So that January 29th, 30th, it was not that one. But one of those 2 videos before that one, we hung out and we talked late into the night or morning. And I showed the graph picture of what's going to go into that big blank section. So there's some homework for you, like you don't have enough. So yeah, it's out there. I did a sneak peek. I did. Roseanne says, will the center point of the panel need to be counted out? Yes. That's why it is still important that you make sure that each row maintained 158, you know, single crochets across. But the way the picture goes, it's not like you're going to have to sit there and count 50 in, you know, because we're going to be starting with the picture from the outside going in. So you will be like starting from a point, so many of the single crochet squares, so to speak, from the outside. Then you'll have this picture created. Then you'll be doing so many counts from that picture to start the next, and it all flows together. So it's not like you're going to have to sit there with your eyes and tediously try to count out, you know, 75 or 100 or whatever little spaces to get to that point. I promise I am making it easier than that. Jen says, good job, you remembered. I'm not sure what I remembered. Oh, the title, Call the Midwife. Yes, thank you. Oh, speaking of thumbs up, if you guys don't mind, I really appreciate it. I got 8 people here. I got 3 thumbs up. If you'll just give me a quick thumbs up, I would greatly, greatly appreciate it. Make my heart smile, fill it with joy, make my joy tank just go. All right. Roseanne says, Jen, about 3 Friday nights ago, Cindy did show us the graphs of the chart of the design. Yes, I did. I sure did. So see, that's what happens in late night sessions. I want to share. And I think in those episodes too, Roseanne, if I'm correct, we talked about even some ideas of other things coming up that would be fun to do. So, yep. So see, that's where some brainstorming time happens, and even some ideas you guys have, if you just let me know. Just like I do with everything, Cup to Hook to Movie Night is Bree's idea. It is not my baby. It was Bree's it was her idea. It was her bringing it to life. And Jen, you were the one that was behind the whole inspiration. You said, can we, make a project for Call the Midwife when we do it? And that's what inspired even the Longmire blanket being made. So if you have an idea, not only am I going to credit you for it, but we'll make it happen. We'll have fun making it happen. Jen says, oh, gotcha, thanks. Mare says, I will volunteer to send a surprise gift to the winner. Excuse me, bless your heart. Well, honey, I can tell you right now, that will be a long time coming, because we're only in season 4 now. We're about midway through season 4 of Longmire. We have 2 seasons left to go. Then in Call the Midwife, if my memory serves me correctly, there's 10 seasons. Now, granted, in Longmire, there's only 10 episodes per season. I have no idea. Like, I've not even looked that far yet. I haven't even begun grabbing my picture clips, which, I will be doing soon to, keep myself busy. Because I have found that if I stay physically busy, then mentally and emotionally, I stay grounded and upbeat. So I'll soon start working on that. But I have no idea how many episodes, Mayor, are in each of those seasons. And I think, don't hold me to it, there's 10 seasons. So even if there's 10 episodes per season, that's 100 episodes. That would be 50 weeks. So we're going to be there for a while. 2021 will definitely be all about Call the Midwife, and part of 2022. So, all right. But that's so sweet of you, Mare. You are so sweet. Your heart is so big. I love you, girl. Roseanne says, it's just fun playing. No prizes per day is needed. I know, but I like to do special things. So, I'm going to be honest with y'all. I have a project that I've been waiting to do with y'all, and I bought extra to do as a giveaway. So, soon. I'd like to start thinking of something to do, since Valentine's is Sunday. I'd like to start doing something to do as like a St. Patty's Day giveaway. And see, that needs to happen really soon, but I can't go shopping. So may see if my husband will play in the craft room with me a little bit this weekend and see what I can conjure up. Jen says, I thought you meant recently. No, it was a couple weeks back. And oh my gosh, I really thought you were with us though. I really did. I thought there was like 6 or 8 of us still hanging on that night. I mean, we went late in the morning. Like, if I'm remembering correctly, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3. I think we were, I think we got off at like 3:30 that morning. Like we really hung on talking. And yeah, I ended up sharing both sets of the designs, the outer part, the inner part. And you might even catch some things in the comments because I think there were a couple of folks that made comments about them. And then we did some brainstorming on some things. So yeah. All right. Roseanne says, hi, mate. Oh, Mayor. Hi, Mayor. Whoops. My thing just jumped. Sorry, my feed just jumped way up. Okay, here we are. Jen says, hi, Mayor. Roseanne says, I was going to mark it now. Oh, got you. Yeah, no, the way we're going to do it, Roseanne, it'll make it really simple. So I promise. And I promise you, I'm going to give 110% to try and give y'all something Monday. And before any of y'all say, don't overdo it, look, it's killing me. Like, that was one of the first things. I lied to you not. When I FaceTime with my husband, after we, had talked about what they had given us, the news about that I was going to have to go to rehab for 2 months and whatnot to fix the unexpected thing. I was freaking out about the Longmire blanket. I'm so ready. Like, I was trying so hard. Talk about overdoing it. That Sunday night to Monday night, because I was determined that even though I was going to be under, that I was going to get a good night's rest before going into surgery. And I was pushing myself. I was trying so hard to get videos done and make new intros, which I'm fixing to talk about. And I was just pushing and pushing. And one of the things I wanted was to have that entire panel done. And it didn't happen. And I was extremely disappointed. And he is just as much of a normally upbeat person as I feel that I am. And he was like, oh no, look at the joy that you'll have when you're having to recover and you feel like you're feeling fine, but you have to take it slow and you can't rush things and you've got to recover. Live in the joy of the moment of being able to do that portion of the blanket. So then when I thought I was going to rehab for 2 months, there's no way I could take that big old blanket to do, and I couldn't record it. It was difficult enough trying to, have a live in the hospital. I couldn't even keep connection. And so it was awful. In fact, part of me feels like I should try and take that video down, but I've had someone who asked me not to, so I'm not going to. But anyway, I was devastated. So I am really going to try to have something there for you Monday. And it's not, don't take this the wrong way, it's not as much for y'all as it is for me. Like, I've been envisioning this for some time now, almost 2 months. I'm ready to see it from here to here. So we'll see. Mare says, just a little something in honor of our host coming home and starting her journey of recovery. Oh, thank you. You're so sweet, Mare. I tell you what, y'all, Mare, I hope I don't embarrass you or overstep, our friendship. After all that was done, after the second surgery was done, and I was having to face that Surgery was a success, but oops, something happened and now you can't walk, and having to process all that. Mare would call me, and it was usually early in the morning. And, when you're laying there and all you can do is lay there. As y'all saw, I sent a clip, to some of y'all that I could text message and stuff. This wonderful picturesque view. That's what I got to see. I got to see out this window and see this tree line in the sky, or I could look at the ceiling, or I could look in front of me at the board that said who my doctors were, who my nurses were, how many times I had, eaten, or fluid ounces I had peed, or whatever. That's all I had. Mare would call me, and we did not talk about surgery. We did not talk about my situation. Mare told me cat stories. Mare rescues cats, and she told me cat stories. And so I got to hear stories about Murray. And you guys need to go pee-pee? Pardon me. Todd, my husband's dozed off. Todd. He'll be so embarrassed if he knows I've had a cold. Todd. Well, Sadie, get him. Get Daddy's attention. Todd, the girls need to go potty. Sorry about that, guys. Anyway, I wish, you know what? I'm going to try and help y'all see. You'll just have to excuse my potty chair and all that if it pops up in the picture. Let me show you what these girls are doing to him. Can you see them? They're like, Daddy, we need to go pee-pee. You trying to get on camera, Mackenzie? You trying to get on camera, Sadie? Come here. This is my Sadie girl.
Rotten.
She is rotten. You say hello? All right. Sorry. All right. Let's see if we can get this back right. I forgot what I was saying. Oh, Mare, you would call me and tell me cat stories, and you allowed me to go to a place that had laughter and joy and hope. And I am so thankful and grateful for that. To me, that's what friendship is about. I dropped my crochet, so watch me end up pulling stitches out. I didn't. Yay. So thank you for that. Roseanne says, cool. Mare says, hi, Yarny friends. And Mare says, you guys, now I have absolutely no idea what this show is about. Okay, so normally, Mare, we are actually playing like a game. We normally are asking questions about the 2 episodes that we have watched from one Friday to the next. But tonight, we're kind of just hanging out because we don't have all of our normal players because of not feeling well and under the weather, or we've got some that are traveling and haven't been able to watch the episodes. And so we're just connecting. So we're just joyfully connecting tonight. And we'll come back together on our regular schedule, ready to go. I'll let it be your call, you guys, if you want to, if you say yes to this next thing, then the next 2 episodes, there will not be the normal amount of questions, like there'll be less. But if you want to, we can watch 4 episodes for next week, but I will lessen the questions. Like I'll keep the questions for these 2 episodes. But I can ask less questions for the next two. I'll let that be y'all's call. So y'all can start kind of putting in the feed right now how you want to do that. But normally, Mayor, that is what tonight is about. And then afterwards, we usually talk about the Longmire blanket, any questions we have about it. Maybe I share some sneak peeks about things coming up. And sometimes we just talk about whatever is on our hearts. So it's a very informal, always laid back, always non-judgmental, and hopefully no matter who pops in, whether they know who we are and what we're doing, that they can feel the joy and they take a little bit of joy away, with them. That's my goal anyway. So sorry for any confusion. Oh my gosh, hello, Leanne. She says hello. She's probably been here a while. In fact, she has, because let me see what time it is. Oh yeah, she's been here at least almost 15, 16 minutes. So I'm so sorry, Leanne. But welcome in, my friend. Jen says, hi, Leanne. Roseanne says, hi, Leanne. Leanne says, hello, Jen. Hello, Roseanne. Jen says, Mary, you are missing a good show. And it is. If you've not seen Longmire, it is really one of those. It's clean. It's wholesome. It leaves things that, there are deaths in it, mystery or crimes to solve. But overall, it is a very clean, wholesome, show. And it's good. It's got a clean storyline, and it's got love and romance in it, and it's still all clean, which makes me just gonna kind of do like a little tuna can and roll across my lips, because we're not going to talk about these two episodes because some of our little Yarny friends haven't seen it yet. But anyway, it is a good show, and Jen is so right. You would love it. Roseanne says, FYI, my hubby is admiring it and telling me not to give it away or gift it to someone. Oh my gosh, you know what? That makes me feel so special. That is awesome. I'm going to be honest. My husband said the same thing about ours. In fact, he wants it to be on display. Of course, we have a ways to go before we, retire and move to a cabin in the mountains, but he wants it to be on display in our one day new home. So that made my heart smile. And honestly, I'm going to be honest. If your husband feels this way about this one, wait until you jump on the woot woot train of what I'm going to create for the Longmire 2 blanket. Now, I don't plan on doing like all these crazy projects for every movie that we watch. It's just I'm learning as we go as well. And I want to take what's going on in here. It's like writing a story, You start writing a story and you start putting it on paper and you keep editing it and, moving thoughts around until you create this book. Well, we've sort of been working on this rough draft. And now the second one will be able to come back and tell the story in story form. So you'll have the rough draft and you'll have the story. And, and I get everybody's busy and I get everybody has what they want to do. And there are so many other fabulous channels out there that have, crochet alongs going on. I want to jump on some of those bandwagons. So it's probably a good thing. I will be in a long recovery time, but it does not hurt my feelings if you don't do everything that I present, but it is there if you're looking for something. but I am excited about the second blanket that I will be creating. So, and there will not be a time frame on that. Like I may be working on that blanket as we're into Call the Midwife. So there won't be like a time frame set on that one. It may even become part of Yarn Joy Adventures with Cynthia, which I'm going to talk about in just a minute. All right. But that made me that just makes my heart so warm and fuzzy. Roseanne, thank you for sharing that. And also kudos to you, because that means your husband loves what you created. Because you guys, when we put these blankets together, you are going to be so amazingly surprised at how different each one is. Even though they're made the same way, you are going to be phenomenally surprised at how different each one is. And I cannot wait. Oh my gosh. See, your reward right now is picking colors. My reward is getting to see the pictures you send me. When you don't send me pictures, you don't get to make my little heart go bump, bump, bump. So make sure you're making my heart go bump, 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 and email me some pictures. And remember, if you at least enter one picture, if you email me at least one picture of your Longmire blanket, even if you just started as we're finishing, if I have one picture from you to enter into that video, somebody's going to win some Longmire paraphernalia and yarn. So make sure you're sending me at least one picture. But I love those of you that are sending me pictures of each of your completed segments. It's fun. Fun. That's my blessing. All right, let's see here. Jen says 50 weeks, then add for taking off holiday weeks. Yeah, it's going to take us a while. And do you know for a fact, Jen, that there are 10 episodes in each of those seasons of Call the Midwife? I don't know. I'm watching a Netflix series that I started long before the doctor pulled me out of work before surgery. And there's like 20 and 23 episodes per season. And I thought there was 6 seasons in this series that I'm watching. And there's 7. And no offense, I only started watching it because of one of the actors in it. I really like her because I watched her on The Mentalist when The Mentalist was on regular TV. But it's it makes me laugh, but I am so ready for this series to be over. But I'm one of these people that, like, if I start reading a book, even if it's like really dragging, I have to finish it to know how it ends. So I am trying to get through this series. And I thought that, oh, look at my sweet husband. So he just looked up Call the Midwife overview. And so there's 10 seasons. And, well, that's not bad. Am I seeing that correct, Todd? It's saying anywhere from 6 to 8 episodes per season?
An average of 8, except for the first season has 6, and the last season has 7 plus 1.
So that's not bad. There's 8 episodes per season. Oh my gosh. Now that makes it even tougher on me because of the projects I do have lined up. So thank you for doing that. So there, I can't believe I just did that. Let's just see how long I can do it. I just dropped my leg. So there's an average of 8 seasons. I mean, 8 episodes per season, except the first
First and last.
8 episodes per season. The first season has 6 episodes, and the last season has 7.
I think it's 8. 7 plus 1.
Oh, he says it says 7 plus 1. So, okay, so all of them average 8 episodes, except for the first season is 6 episodes. That's not a lot. That's less than even the Longmire. So we will go through a season in almost a month's time. So yeah, wow. So there we go. So good to know. All right, let's see here. Let me get back on here. Mare says, Jen, in the past 5 years, there are only a couple of shows I have watched. I only recently started watching TV a little more. Jen says, I saw the pictures up. I know what you've been doing. So what you think, my friend? Are you excited? Are you on that woot woot train with us about the excitement of it? I know you've been so busy and you've been trying to get caught up. So tell me what you're thinking. She says, I saw the pictures. And I do have more plans of doing stuff like that. Drawing things on graph paper and putting them into picture form. Like, I don't know if y'all remember, and I'm kind of sad, and it's a project that I truly am hoping to be able to work on more in this time I have. Because I'm going to be honest, not every moment of my day do I have this. Like, there are some days I am some hours I am literally fighting. The pain is just so hard. I pray that you never have to see any of that. So I don't want you to think that, I get to just sit around and be this, this is what I want to be, and this is what I normally am, and this is what I want you to see. But there are moments that are real, and, I'm really hurting and I can't find a comfortable spot. And so, anyway, we had a moment like that today, didn't we? And it just, it is what it is. And anyway, I'm creating an Elvis blanket. And I don't know if any of y'all remember that. I've shown it way back in 2020 on Cup to Hook Conversations, and I've not been able to finish it. And that's just drawing a picture on graph paper and then literally coming over in half double crochets, creating this Elvis blanket. And oh my gosh, that's another one I just can't wait to get back to. I'm working on some blankets that will tell stories. Like right now I'm working on an ocean themed blanket that literally the blanket itself will be y'all, my husband's sitting here on YouTube Googling stuff, and on, what is that, wish.com, showing me crochet stuff. So I'm on here. No, it's fine. But the blankets themselves will literally tell a story. And the first one that I'm working on is it's going to be a child's blanket, but it will tell an ocean story. And it's going to have whales and octopuses and fishes and, polar bears and icebergs. And I'm so, so excited. The only thing is for me, I have to write these. I'm so sorry, y'all. I have to write these ideas down because when I'm in my normal life and I'm working, at the hospital and working nights, I don't have as much free time to just sit and create and design and then start doing the tutorials to put these together for you guys to have. And so one day I hope to be there. And one day I hope to even maybe have a YouTube channel that is geared towards children, that teaches children how to make things, because I want that for my granddaughter. I want that for any of my grandkids. And so, if you have grandkids, I would love to be able to have, or small children, a channel one day that's all about providing them joy and how to fight against bullying and how to be proud of creating something with their hands and the art of charity and making something and giving it away, and the beauty that comes from seeing a smile arise from someone else when you give them something that you have put your blood, sweat, and tears and talent into. And kids need that. And so I have this whole other life that I need a clone for. Anyway, sorry. So back to Jen. I'm glad you saw the pictures. Roseanne says, yes, that's right. 3 a.m. It was late into the morning, but I had so much fun. Mare says, I love The Voice. I have never watched The Voice. I've watched American Idol. And a lot of it is, because a lot of those shows come on while I'm at work. And, when you start having so much recorded on the DVR, it becomes daunting. And it's more about clearing off the list than it is enjoying the show. So I have really just tried to go into my TV manager and pick the shows that, I've tried to give myself a number, and that's the amount of shows I'm going to record. And I have some in that those shows I specifically only watch with my husband, and then there's some that I just watch by myself, But anyway, luckily he and I like a lot of the same things. We tend to like a lot of the cop shows. We both love game shows. We both love cooking shows. He's never really dug in and watched Project Runway with me, but whenever I have watched it, he's been present. And but I love Project Runway, and I don't ever see it on anymore, but I don't really go looking for it either. But I've heard The Voice is really, really good, Mare. Charlie says, I remember I was there that night. It did go late. It did, but we had so much fun. It was like telling girlfriend secrets, Jen says, Mare, I watch TV a lot, but now I watch a huge amount of YouTube videos. And that's what I've been doing too. And I feel like I've connected more with people. I don't even know what the majority of you even look like. But yet, I feel like I've known you, and I know you, and I love that. I love that connection, that genuineness, I am so sorry I keep flashing y'all. Apparently, I have lost weight and I can't keep my clothes on and I'm so sorry for that. Roseanne says, hi, Charlie. Roseanne says, I do too, Jen. Kelly says, you look simply gorgeous. Love you. Oh, hello, my friend. You've been on my heart. We got to talk yesterday for just a few minutes, and you've been on my heart about what we got to talk about. And I just hope that, things are getting worked out. The good is better, because you got some good news, and I just hope it's better. And I love you and thank you. So, Charlie says, hi, Roseanne. Roseanne says, hi, Kelly. And by the way, Kelly, Grandma Anna, again, had an exhausting day and was not going to be able to be with us, and said to specifically make sure that we gave you hugs and love from her. So hugs and love to you from Anna. And obviously, as you can see, we're not playing the game. Some of us were able to watch the episode, some of us were not, and we're missing quite a few folks due to just not feeling well. So we're just hanging out tonight and just getting caught back up, and we'll give it a go. And I haven't gotten down to see if anyone's given me answers about next Friday's agenda, but I'm going to start reading these a little bit fast and get caught up. Charlize says, hi, Roseanne. Roseanne says, hi, Kelly. Kelly says, hello, everyone. Mare says, my husband was the TV watcher. I would save a few shows to my DVR and watch them on a weekend. I switched to YouTube TV. The only thing I don't like about YouTube TV, and it really shouldn't matter if I'm just sitting there crocheting, is it just seems like there's so many commercials. And like, it's like you just watch like a couple minutes and then it's another commercial. A couple minutes, another commercial. And it just seems like, you know, you're mostly watching commercials. At least that's how I feel. Oh, Roseanne says, so cute. Charlie says, the dogs are cute. I have 3 dogs that I deal with every day. Oh my gosh, y'all, I am really far behind if I'm reading comments now from the dogs going out. Oh my gosh. Well, I'm glad you kind of officially, not in a picture, but in a live video, got to meet Mackenzie and Sadie. Again, I promise to work on that. Mr. Todd will have to help me because obviously I can't walk and videotape and record them right now. So I will get him to help me do some of that. But we're going to be bringing you some more, like I said, personal and behind the scene videos. So yeah, oh wow, that's a cool wheelchair.
Motorized, yes.
I like that color. Well, we don't have to worry about motorized because I don't plan on being in one that long.
I was talking about you, for me.
Oh, he's thinking about for him. So.
In a vehicle.
All right. He said, tow me behind him. Wouldn't we look like the cute little old couple? That really would be a woot woot train. So she said, Charlie says the dogs are cute. I have 3 dogs that I deal with every day. Well, tell me, Charlie, tell me about your dogs. And you know, I had Mr. Todd take my notebooks to kind of clear out the way because I kept knocking everything over. So I have my Post-it notes though. But tell me about your dogs. Tell us about your dogs if you don't mind. Like, what kind of dogs do you have and what's their names? And anyone else, feel free to share. Mare says, no worries. I have lots of pet stories, travel stories, and people stories. And Mare, I can't wait to hear more. And again, you just have no idea. I mean, honestly, I did not have the to sit and talk on the phone. Again, you know, I didn't have a lot of energy when I was in the hospital. I think right now I'm really pumped up on Oxy, so that's why you're getting this. But in all seriousness, like when you're laying there in pain and you can't do anything, you can't move your leg, and I needed it at times. I needed it to be bent. I needed it to be straightened. You guys, they were so understaffed. Our hospital is so understaffed. And, you know, I worked there, so I'm trying to be the last patient, you know, that received everything. And I made that clear to them in the beginning. But when you're laying there and you absolutely can do nothing for yourself, Mare, you were a saving grace. There were times I was not holding my phone while we were talking. It might have been laying on my chest. It might have been laying on the pillow beside me. But your stories took me to a place that made me forget where I was and why I was there. And, you know, that I was on a journey that I wasn't supposed to be on. And I cannot say enough how thankful. And anytime you want to call me and talk to me about these kitty cats and these other animal stories and people stories, I love it. I love it. Because when I'm not feeling great, then I can lay there with the phone on my chest and listen. And when I am feeling great, then I can sit and crochet. And so for me, it's a win-win. That makes me selfish, but just saying. But thank you from the bottom of my heart. You truly helped me get through that long, daunting week. Anna, I don't know if you got to see that chopped up video that I tried to do in my hospital room. I started to say hotel room. Mary's gonna be like, I'm really not traveling with this girl. But I got your letter, your card, and I waited to open it up on that video. But that video I could not get and keep good connection. Oh my goodness, look at that. So my husband's showing me a picture right now, and at the bottom of this person's wheelchair, I kid you not, it literally looks like a small leather sofa and bench, whatever, but it's got that shape of a sofa. It's got the high armrest, a high back that kind of slants, and then the cushion's about so thick, and it's for you to put your feet on.
Probably still be too. It wouldn't be low enough for you, but still.
Yeah.
That's cool.
But
I'm looking for a cup holder. That's why I seen that here.
He's looking for a cup holder for me. Am I lucky? Am I blessed? Yes. All right. Hey, Miss Viola, you guys, I'm so far behind. Look at, have these people been on here 30 minutes and I haven't even read their comments. Let me get. Hello, Miss Viola. Welcome, welcome, my friend. She says, hi, Cynthia. Great to see you again. Hi, everyone. Roseanne says, that'll be good. Less questions. Okay, so that's the first person I've heard who has commented that since we're not doing questions this time, that we will cover 4 episodes next Friday, but it will be less questions on the last 2 episodes because I have these 2 episodes completed. In fact, you guys, I finished the book. Tonight's questions took me to the very last page of this book. So I do have to get a new journal for the next 2 episodes, but yeah, I'm so sorry, you guys. We're trying to find, there's a specific device that I asked my PT coach today about. I hate sometimes if my leg falls off of the recliner or the wheelchair, even though I've only had the wheelchair today. I hate having to ask somebody to get up and just pick that dead leg up and put it back on the chair or back on the wheelchair or whatever. And so I was asking her if there's a device that I could have that I could just swing around, grab my own foot and pick my own leg up, but then that I could also be able to have around my foot and bend my own leg. Because sometimes when it's just hurting so bad, if I can just have this bending motion where the knee is just being bent, it actually helps relieve some of the pain. And she actually had a strap. She couldn't leave it with me because she had a couple other PT sessions she had to go to today and was going to need it. But she told me that she could try and bring me one next time. And I told her, don't worry about it, that we'll pick one up at one of the pharmacies or help places here. And my husband brought something home. And it was under the same concept of the belt that you put around me to help hold on to me, you know, when I am trying to walk. So that if I start to fall, you can grab onto that belt and lift me. The one he brought home, it's almost like, you know, the belts you put, the back braces you put around you. And so it widens at my back and it's literally got handles. So the person that's guiding me as I'm trying to walk with the walker, could literally have back handles to hold on to. So if I start to fall, it's kind of like, yeah, no, you're not. But it won't do what I need to do. He found one and he was showing it to me, so I apologize for that. All right, let me focus on this a minute. So we'll do 4 episodes then next week, which, and I'll keep these questions for these 2 episodes, but the last 2 episodes that we'll go over, I'll only ask half the questions that I normally would, so that we're not here all night. Okay, so that'll be fun. So come really ready to play next week. So we'll get everything out of our system, just chit-chatting and hanging out together. Not that that's bad, and not saying that we wouldn't do that, but we will focus on just playing the Longmire game next week. So just so we're on the same page, that will have us doing season 4, episodes 7, 8, 9, and 10. And I will make sure that the reminder video Wednesday has that information on there. All right. Yeah, that pain, that's really getting to me. Now, if I was just sitting here as it was kind of getting into my system, it would knock me out and I'd go to sleep. But probably the combination of taking it, being excited to be with y'all, drinking this coffee, I am like a jack-in-the-box wired, waiting to go, bing! Oh my gosh. Y'all are going to send me back to the hospital and say, take another break. You are just too much for us right now. All right. Jen says, hi, Kelly. Roseanne says, hi, Viola. Jen says, hi, Viola. Viola says, hi, Roseanne and Jen. Charlie says, hi, Viola. Viola says, hi, Charlie. Roseanne says, wow, sounds great. Roseanne says, you're welcome. And aw, thanks. And then Mare says, you need a blanket playlist to make it easier for people to follow or to catch up. Yes, you guys, Mare did make that comment to me, and I said something to my husband. And so hopefully next week I will be able to sit and try to make a playlist of the Longmire stuff, you know, like the questions blanket. And then also there are these amazing videos that are out with interviews with the characters on different segments throughout it. And so I may add some of those into the playlist as well. So anyway, that'll be fun. So yes, Mare, thank you so much for that idea. Jen says, I don't know about the episodes in Call the Midwife. Yeah, we're really behind now, aren't we? Because he's already looked those up for us. I apologize for that. Mare says, how big are these blankets? Mare, are you asking about the Longmire blankets? Well, probably so, because we didn't really go into detail what we were doing for the Call the Midwife. So right now, the Longmire blanket is probably a little bit bigger than a lapgan size. Do you mind? I know I asked so much of you right now, and sorry. Do you mind going to get my Longmire blanket? Poor man. It is Friday, right?
I think so.
So you're off the next 2 days.
No, I'll be here.
God bless you. He's like, no, I'll be here.
Oh, where's this one?
I will just try to crochet all day, and the only thing you'll have to help me with is going potty. It should be in the Longmire basket. I'm going to show you real quick what the current Longmire blanket looks like, because at this point I'm caught up to what everybody else has already got on the air.
This is
Yeah, he's going to have to show you.
this is double wide. But
Yeah, and it looks funky because of this little section that we put in, but it will square out when we're done. But that's the top where we're at right now because we're fixing to put something in here. And then this is it, go down. So see, it's kind of about, when we're done, it'll probably be
sideways.
about the size of a double size blanket. Maybe not quite that big, but it definitely but yeah, it's a little bit bigger than a lap cam because we're getting close to finishing this one. I thought this was going to be the middle, but because I've decided to create another Longmire blanket, this that we're doing at the top here is going to be, or this section is going to be almost the top of the blanket. So, yeah, it is. He said it's real heavy, and it is. It's a nice, thick, heavy blanket. So I hope that kind of gives you an idea. A lot of the blankets that we do will never be ginormous blankets, unless we're doing something really uniquely special, and it's something we're doing like in a year-long project. Other than that, they will be more like a single size to a lapcan size, or lapcan to single size. Single's bigger than a lapcan. So I wish y'all could see this. You'll have to bring them behind me. The babies are getting ready to get treats, and they are too funny. These are some of the things that I will be doing videos on to kind of, y'all will enjoy this, especially if you're animal people. All right, let me keep going and get caught up here. Jen says, I remember your Elvis blanket. Yes, I really want to finish it. Okay, you guys, here, take a minute. You've got to see this. You have to ignore my little corner. That's everything that I need every day to brush my teeth, wash my face. Let me see if I can get this. I'm trying to get it where I can get them in. You may not get to see it as well, so we'll have to do videos in the future, but I mean, see her? She picks that little paw up. She really wants it. Daddy, I'm sitting like a lady.
There you go. There you go. Good big dog. There you go. Good girl.
Well, I hate that it took kind of like a setback in life for me to share more of my personal life with y'all. Jen says, I love wish.com. My husband lives on wish.com. I've not really got as introduced to it, and that's probably a good thing right now. Although there's a lot that I'm fixing to check out. Like I want to check out the Hirschner's website and the Mary Maxim website. And oh, Kelly, help me. What are some of those websites that we've been talking about? So yeah, I've got a lot of things I want to dig my hands into, my eyeballs into. Mayor says, wow, Todd is awesome. Woot woot for looking up crochet stuff for you. Yes, I'm telling y'all. There's not enough of anything other than God's honest grace for me to he's so good to me. Like, and one day I'll have to tell y'all. I will do that. Like I said, I will start doing more personal stuff, but I'll have to tell y'all one day about the story about how we met and how I worked really hard to try and push him away, and how he fought back hard to stay. And obviously he fought harder than I did. But he's a good man, you guys. Honestly, any prayer that you send out needs to be for him, because he works hard, not only at his job, but he comes home and, right now he has to do, he doesn't get to just sit and enjoy, and seems like every time he dozes off, that's when I have to go to the bathroom, and just even the nature of the things he has to do there. And he's a good man. So anyway, but yes, he does, looking at the crochet stuff, all the midwife stuff. So I will tell y'all something funny. I look up baby stuff right now for the nursery, to make things easier for my son and daughter-in-law and my grandbaby to come to live in their transition of trying to get moved here in June and working their job already here and being here to help with me, since I have to have someone with me at all times. I found this baby cradle, and I had found it once before, and I think I've even mentioned it to y'all. It is literally like a chair a rocking chair that you'd sit in. And on that rocking chair, as part of it, it has a baby cradle. And it's obviously meant for, a young mom and dad to have, to rock the baby, and then maybe put the baby in the cradle and rock, and then be able to get up out of the chair. I told my husband, you know what, that is so cool. And he's like, yeah, that would be cool. And I said, well, I'm not talking about for the grandbaby. I'm talking about for me to sit in and have all my crochet. That would be awesome. All right, you guys, I'm so sorry. Let me, Kelly says, oh, I love Grandma Anna. Tell her hugs back on the Woot Woot Hugs train. You guys, I am so far behind. Yes, Kelly. Mayor says, I used to love Project Runway. If it had been on when I was younger, I would have tried out for the show. Oh, Mayor, that would have been amazing. Oh. Well, I do pray that you are still finding ways to share that beautiful gift that you have, that talent that you have. May not be Project Runway, but, just still present that talent that you have. But that is awesome. That is cool. Thank you for sharing that. Violet says, maybe resistant bands. I have one of those right here, Viola. And the thing about it is it's great, but because unfortunately, I really have no feeling. It is complete dead weight.
Not stiff enough.
Yeah, it's not stiff enough, and I just can't get it to bend. Like I can't get my knee to bend, and I pull and nothing happens. And so this belt that she had, it's one that PT people use around somebody to help hold them. It's nylon. That's what it was, wasn't it? It's nylon, and it's about this thick. And when you take it and fold it so that the buckle, it creates like a loop, and I can stick my hand in it and then hold on to it and grab the other side. And I literally could pull my leg to me, and my leg would literally bend, like my knee would bend. Right, it was strong enough. Then I could even manipulate to take my leg and do what she called the windshield wiper. And that's what I need, because even when I'm sitting here, I'm a big girl. My leg is literally such heavy weight that I can't even lift my leg. Like when I'm trying to reach to bend, I can't. And the part of that problem is I can go a far distance on this side, but over here, my obstacle is, and I'll apologize for anyone that doesn't want to be a part of this conversation. I'll apologize for anyone who's getting sick of me talking about this. I not only don't have feeling in the calf and the quad part of my legs, I don't have feeling in part of the hip area and going into the groin. Then I have literally on my side this opening incision, and part of it, and there's really two. They really have two incisions there, because one of them they have closed with staples and stitches, and then the other one straight staples. And just in front of that, so between those two incisions, I really do have 4 incisions when I stop to think about it. But right between those incisions and the section that is numb, apparently, in the surgery, when the nerve got moved, I apparently, at that moment, all movement of my leg was gone. And they had to makeshift to hold my leg up or whatever. The bottom line is my body, I'm so sorry, got stretched and it split open. So on top of, I'm so sorry, not being able to lift my leg at all and help pull it to myself, I also have to deal with the pain of my open skin trying to heal. And in the hospital, they were giving me this paste that was like a really thick paste, like you'd put on a baby's diaper rash. And it just didn't seem to be healing. So then my husband started putting Neosporin on it. And literally moments before I went on to the cup to hook conversation, and that's why I said I will try so hard not to show you the not so pretty part of my journey. I had these stabbing, electrifying pains, and I just couldn't control them, and it was hurting. And when I'd go to lean over to try and hold, that open skin would then just be excruciating. And my friend that's been sitting with me, we've taken her home for the weekend since Todd will be here, and she'll come back Sunday night to be here for Monday morning until the kids come in. But she made a really brilliant suggestion, and I should have known this, being a mom of 3 boys, to put baby powder in there. So tonight, when I get ready for bed, Todd's going to help me put baby powder in there, and hopefully it'll help to start drying some of it up. But I do try to be careful because, as you know, raw flesh, it burns, it hurts. And again, I'm going to apologize to anyone. And I know I'm not looking at y'all because this is just hard. And I want to be, I want to be such an encourager for you always. I struggle with the fear of falling. So sometimes when I'm trying to get up, there's such a mental block and a fear that it takes a lot for me to be able to push myself up, to get on the walker, to get from the chair to the potty chair. And it is something. My potty chair is right here in the middle of the living room, so I go to the bathroom in the middle of the living room, and that's just been so crazy. We make fun of it. You know, the dogs are like, Daddy, how come Mommy gets to pee in the living room? You know. And Todd, like he just said, well, when you learn to use the chair, you can pee in the living room too. Anyway, I don't always make it. And so in the 3 days that I've been home, I've had 2 accidents where I completely peed in the pull-up. And you guys, when that urine hits that raw skin, that is so painful. And it's hard because you're dealing with the embarrassment of it. And my husband's like, I love you. Do not worry. Let's just get you up. But then you have that pain, and it's like the embarrassment goes out the window, because in that moment you want to just get it cleaned up and get it off because it hurts so bad. And then when it's said and done, you're both so exhausted that, again, like, you're just so happy that as a team you know, you did it and you completed it. But I know that there are people in this world who have it so much worse than I do. And that's why I want to try to always show the lighter side of life. And sometimes I just can't control the tears. Like, even though I have gracefully accepted my current situation, and who knows, my current situation may be permanent. I've had no more feeling wake up since Sunday. And who knows? I mean, maybe I just need another week or another 2 weeks, and then another part of the nerve will just be like, hey, I'm here. And I'll be like going, okay, I wish you were not, you know, because it's hurting. The point of the matter is, it's not that I don't want to be real, and it's not that I don't want you to know that it hurts, and that parts sometimes are a struggle. It's not in the struggle. I don't ever want the message to be that this defines me. Like, I'm okay with who I am. I'm okay with my body. It's just hard sometimes to not just get up and do something. Like, twice tonight, I started to stand up, and then I was like, what are you doing? Of course, trust me, when I got to that moment of trying to stand up and had the mental block, I would have realized, well, you know, which is what happened. But the point of the matter is, I am okay. And I am okay with the journey I'm on. I really, honest to God, truly am. It's not to say, though, that I won't get frustrated. Like, my husband was in the bathtub the other day, and Beverly had gone and laid down to take a nap. And I was sitting in here, and my leg fell off the recliner. I could not physically put my own leg back on. I couldn't even lift it. And it hurt. It hurt to dangle. How something can be so numb and so dead and hurt. I just can't wrap my head around it. But I sat there and I waited. And in the end, it was my husband who came out. But the moment he came in, I'm like, please help me. And then he gets frustrated because I didn't try calling out to him. I have to be able to learn how to do things for myself, because if this becomes my life, I don't want somebody having to constantly help me. That's why I want to learn. That's why I want the resistant band that's going to work. That if my foot falls off, I can lasso that thing and I can jerk that leg back up and, you know. But anyway, I really want to, I'm so sorry, y'all. Jen, Mayor, my blanket right now goes from top of my feet to my waist, and I'm 5'2". All right. So I'm 5'4", and I didn't measure mine just then, but mine doesn't take my whole body yet. So, but now going back to Roseanne's, the difference is too, you guys, you know, it's in our tension. You know, I am an extremely tight crocheter. So my stuff is going to be more scrunched, where you might be a little bit looser tension, which is something I really want to work on. I'd like to be a little bit looser in my tension, especially when I'm doing my tutorials. And so that might be why Roseanne's is a little bit longer than what we feel some of ours is. So, and there's nothing wrong with that. So I need to go hang out with Roseanne and let her teach me how to be, you know, loosen my tension, be a loosey-goosey. So, Jen says, thanks, Vanatod. And Mayor says, thanks, sort of Navajo Southwestern. Yes, that is the idea. I apologize, Mayor. It was the idea of having kind of that Navajo Southwestern look to it, and I will continue through every day that the Longmire blanket comes up to apologize. That the very first picture that I ever put out before we had anything done on our blankets, I used a picture that I found on the internet just to kind of give an example of what we were going towards. And someone was upset that I didn't make that blanket, and that was not what the blanket was going to look like. So I will continue to apologize for the example that I used, and that's why every picture after, which was already the original intention, shows the section completed before. So like the intro video showed that picture I'm talking about. The next video showed the first segment of what we had completed, and so forth. So like when this next video comes out, the picture that's shown is the completion of the last segment. So I will continuously apologize for any misleading that came from that intro video with that picture that was not my creation and does not even resemble ours. But yes, it is to resemble the Navajo Southwestern. Todd, can I get help with my leg, please, sir? Roseanne says, laugh out loud. Mare says, laugh out loud, Jen. Mare says, sweet fur babies. And that was them getting their treats. I'm really behind. I'm so sorry again, y'all. Mare says, Lion Brand has awesome free patterns on their website. Yes, Mare, and Kelly has recently, thank you, shown me a lot of that. And I'm really, really looking forward to being able to dig into a lot of that and kind of explore.
Oh, yeah.
Kelly says, Premier Yarn website, Hirschner's, Mary Maxim, and We Crochet, aka Nitpicks. Yes. Viola says, love your fur babies. Thank you. And it jumped up here. Sylvia says, hello again, my beautiful lady. How is everything going? I see you being blessed. I am very, very blessed, Sylvia. And you guys continue to pray for Sylvia. She's got a lot on her plate right now. And we'll soon be going to the doctor Tuesday to find out if she possibly has leukemia. And it's looking pretty sure that's what's going on in her lungs. So, or from some things that they found in her lungs. So definitely keep our sweet Sylvia in your prayers. Viola says, look into dealgenius.com, has really some good yarn deals sometimes. You know what? Somebody else told me about that, Viola, and I cannot remember who, and I did not write it down. So if you're watching this and it was you, I apologize, but I am writing that down right now. Dealgenius.com. Kelly, that might have even been you. Nope. You know what? That might have been you, Mayor. .com. All right. Is there any Kleenexes? Yeah, can you hear me? Roseanne says, hi, Sylvia. Jen says, hi, Sylvia. Viola says, don't apologize. We care about you. I know, but I just don't want every video to be focused around this journey. Like, we got stuff to do. And thank you. Mayor says, stop apologizing, please. If anyone doesn't want to be here, they will gracefully exit. We care. That's why we're here. And thank you. I appreciate that. I really do. And I know in order for my joy tank to fill and for me to give joy, I have to receive it. I have to find it first. And so I do thank y'all. I've always been better at giving and serving than I have been at receiving. And so thank you. Roseanne says, prayers, Lord Jesus. Jen says, I love seeing the not so put together side of you. The hot mess.
Stick around.
My husband says, stick around. Oh, my goodness. I love you as you are, aches and pains and all. Jen says, prayers all the time. Thank you so much. And, you know, let me just say this real quick, because you know who you are. I can think about 4 or 5 of you right now that are on this video that I know right now are sitting here, a part of this conversation. And your journeys right now are pretty steep and hard to climb. And you've got stuff going on in your own life. And like me, you've accepted it. Some of you have been dealt so much that you're having a hard time accepting it. But no matter what, you've not given up and you're a fighter. And I'm going to tell you, because I don't want to be a hypocrite, you can be a fighter and have weak moments. You can be a fighter and be aggravated at times. It's hard having limitations. Sylvia, she wasn't always blind. So when she went blind, she knew what some things looked like. And as frustrating it is to not be able to see that beautiful color she loves so much, or even though in her mind she can envision what that beautiful flower she's smelling looks like, she still can't see it. Sylvia, I hope you don't mind me using you as an example. And it can still be frustrating, but it doesn't mean that you're not fighting. It doesn't mean that you're not a survivor. And I am going to apologize to you for apologizing, because it's not that I want y'all to think I'm always in control. That's not it. Or that life is just such a bowl of cherries. It's not that that's the picture I'm painting. I've just always been an encourager and not a discourager. But you know what God is teaching me right now? And it is a very hard lesson, that it is okay to be humble. He wants us to be humble. And just maybe there's one of you sitting right here, right now, that is struggling. And being able to see the not so finer moments makes you not feel alone in your own battle. So I will quit apologizing. I will try to quit talking about it all the time.
I was going to say this about the bad times in life and good times in life. It's the bad times that make you alive. If you never ate anything that was nasty, you would never really truly appreciate the foods that taste good. It's the bad times that make the good times better. It's the bad experiences that make the good ones appreciated.
Right.
If everything was perfect, then everything would be bad.
That's very true.
Your level of perfection is judged by your level of turmoil.
Well, I think the other thing that I'm learning right here, right now is I'm ashamed to say that I'm kind of a hypocrite, because I tell you to come to my channel to be loved and to receive joy, because there's no judgment. Yet I'm judging myself really harshly. So I'm really eating a really huge piece of humble pie. And yeah, I need to put some Cool Whip on it, because it's a pretty big chunky piece. And I will tell you this. If we don't have moments like this, it's through moments like this, I guess is what I should say, that God gets to gracefully show us who we are, who He is, and just how much we need Him. And sometimes the way He makes Himself present is by physically bringing other people in our path to walk that journey with us. So, thank you. Okay, I'm going to get caught up on the list for sure now, because I still have 2 episodes of something that I want to talk about with y'all. And we've been on this for almost 2 hours and I've not even mentioned it. All right. But thank you, because you helped me get to a place of acceptance of myself that I guess even though I've accepted the journey, I wasn't accepting myself. And I thank you for helping me accept myself. Jen was saying, I love seeing the not so put together side of you. I love you as you are, aches and pains and all. Thank you. Jen says prayers all the time. Thank you so much. Mare says, get resinol cream to help your wounds heal. Okay. Did you hear that?
I did.
Resinol. Thank you, Mare. And it's nice to have friends who have been nurses because they'll know. Anyway, Mare says another good wound care gel is called Aquaphor. It helps. We're definitely going to look into that. Because that was another thing I was going to go ahead and try and reach out to my doctor to have looked at, because I want to just make sure that some of these pains that I'm having right here is not maybe an infection, because I can't see. Like I hurt and I'm swollen because of the incisions over here that I can't physically lean over and see. So Todd can see because he's the one having to help me clean it. But he's not had any medical experience either. So, but anyway, thank you for those. We will definitely look into those. Mare says, give yourself a break. Honey, you are just out of the hospital. Thank you. We're going to move through this because I think we've addressed some of this. So I'm just going to read your comments. And Charlie says, sorry, my mother called me. Been on the phone talking. Girlfriend, thank God your mama called you because you didn't need to say. Jen says, I ordered once from dealgenius.com and now I get emails all the time from them. Sweet. Okay. Well, I'm going to look into them.
I'm looking at them now.
Todd's looking them up right now.
I've been there for a little bit. That's why y'all are talking.
Oh my gosh. Let's see. The internet may either become my friend or my nemesis. But that's the thing, though. When I find stuff that is really unique and stuff, I like getting extras that I can share. I don't compete with anybody else. When I do something, I do it because I'm moved to do it. I wish I could be a Crystal from Bag a Day, but I can't. I wish I could give away as often as she does and as much as she does, but I can't, and I'm not even going to try. I will tell you, I do try to win her giveaways so I can share some of that stuff, so I can win a little and share some, but, Roseanne says, amen. Roseanne says, what a great therapy group we are. Absolutely. And oh my goodness, we've caught up. Have we caught up? Oh, no, I thought we were caught up. Okay. But we're close. Mare says, big hugs, be strong, be kind to yourself just because you are worthy. Oh, thank you. Yes, we are all fearfully and wonderfully made. God don't make no junk. And I'm just going to say this. The very Bible study, remember, when I am sharing the lessons of these Bible studies, this is not Cynthia's great knowledge. I have really done research, and it is none of me. It is what God has allowed me to find in order to present. So I've told y'all, even last hour's video, that, he's put me in a lot of time out. He's given me a lot of spiritual spankings. He's given me a lot of scoldings. This very last chapter, even, I mean, he's constantly reminding us that we are not perfect, and that sorry, I just lost my whole train of thought. There was a purpose I was going to. The bottom line is, we have a purpose. Oh, I know exactly what it was. That, and I just lost it again. Oh my gosh, I'm so embarrassed. I know. Give me a second, because this is valuable. This is important. Mainly because I need to remind myself. I cannot believe this. Oh, it was not the Bible study. I'm going to correct myself. It was the Morning Joy blogs that we're doing. He was telling us in either this morning's or yesterday's that when we go through trials and tribulations, it's not because he's testing us in the fact of whether we pass the test or not. He's doing it so that we become aware of where we lack faith. So God didn't put me in this wheelchair to laugh at me or to, make me angry. God put me in this wheelchair so that I could dig down deep in myself and show myself what I've got. So that I could dig down deep in myself and say, I don't have this. Jesus, take the wheel. And it's in those moments when we surrender that God will do his greatest work. And that's what I was trying to get across earlier, but I was a little too clouded in the head with emotion. It's in this moment, after Todd was talking, it's in these moments that God gets to graciously remind us who he is. And in this morning's devotion, it reminded us that, no, it was in the Bible study, sorry. It's been a lot of spiritual time. That there's nothing too hard for God. Nothing. And I will tell you, I love stories. I love to see real life stuff come into life and be applied. That night of my second surgery, I saw somebody make a comment, so let me make sure I'm paying more attention to y'all. Mary says, also get the non-stick gauze pads for your wound. I do have some of those that they sent home for me to cover the one or the two wounds that have the stitches and the staples, because for some reason those two are still seeping. The two in the back are not. I'm telling y'all, my back is beautiful. Only occasionally do those wounds hurt, but other than that, surgery was success. So I do have some of those, Mare. So I will. Thank you. And they gave us some of that tape, the kind that doesn't stick to your skin and pull your top layer of skin off when you take it off. Oh my gosh. Some good tape. Some gentle tape. Mare says you also might want to talk to your doctor about compression bandages or compression open toe knee-high stockings. I actually have some of those stockings that I had gotten for work, and they've even got butterflies on them. Forgot what I was going to say. Yep, that tape is important, right? Oh my goodness. Oh, the story. The night of the second surgery, when I woke up in the pitch black room, it took me an hour and a half to fully get out of my groggy state, figure out where I was, who I was, and how to call my husband. Got through all of that. And I laid there, processing everything. No one was telling me anything. The doctors never came and talked to me. It wasn't until I called my husband at 8 o'clock that he realized I was even out of surgery. And I had been out, and that was 8 p.m. And come to find out, I had been out of surgery since 2:30, 2:45 p.m. Yeah. There's so much going on. That was the night. And I got her one other night, but she wasn't the same nurse she was this night. That night, she was the nurse from Bates Motel. Like, she was awful. And that's all I'm going to say, because the next time that I had her, she was amazing. And she talked to me about the importance of my breathing machine to make sure I don't get pneumonia, not just now, but as my life progresses. And so it was just in that moment. So maybe she had a bad moment at home. And even if she didn't, even if that's her current bedside manner, I'm not going to talk about her, because that doesn't praise God and it doesn't praise her. But I was dying. Like, I was in so much pain because everything was wearing off and I could not feel my body. I could not do anything. And I remember laying there. I had called and asked for something for pain, and it ended up being an hour and a half before I got anything. I had cried so much and had wriggled and wreathed in that bed as best I could, not being able to move. Trying, I had my hands on the bars of the bed, just, pulling, trying to move, to just get some relief. And wanting so bad for my leg to be bent. And at that point, I didn't realize that that was a thing, that bending the leg would help ease pain. I did. I prayed, dear God, send me an angel. My nurse is not going to come tend to me. Send me an angel. Y'all, God didn't bring some bright light in there that picked my leg up and moved it around and massaged it and, just sent me to La La Land. But I will tell you, and it's the only moment I've had, somehow in all that wriggling, and I know that that's why I was so exhausted Friday, but somewhere in all that wriggling and holding onto that bed, I made the right movement and I was able to pop that knee up. So sorry, that was kind of loud. And get that knee to a bent position. It wasn't like fully, knee bent, but it wasn't like, this, but it was enough to relieve that pressure for just a minute to allow me to catch my breath. And so that's why I say God uses moments like this to gracefully remind us of who He is, what He's capable of, what it means to have His presence and to trust Him. And so, yeah, and I forgot about that story. I've never told you that story. I'd completely forgotten about it. But it's something in the end, I've taken for granted. And that's a real moment where God literally sent me an angel. No, I didn't physically see anybody. Like I said, there were no bright lights. There were no heavenly choir singing. But I do believe God is real. And I do believe he's brought each and every one of you into my life, not just to bless me, but hopefully for me to bless you. So thank you. All right. If we're caught up, I want to share some stuff with you, like real stuff, like crochet stuff, like happy stuff. Mare says the stockings will help with your circulation. I will tell you, they had the most amazing things. They had these braces that went on my legs, and the braces literally would take turns just grabbing that muscle of my leg, and what it was on my calves, and what it was to keep that circulation going. And they said that most patients hated them, begged and begged to have them taken off. And if I had to get up and move for physical therapy, or for them to try and bathe me, or in the beginning they bathed me in the bed, and then eventually it became in other places. But when I laid back down, I was like, can I have the braces? And they're like, what? Yeah, I love those things. And you're right, the compression socks will help with that. We have, can you hand me that massager real quick? We have this massager too that we use. I do have, like I told you before, a little bit of feeling that popped up Saturday in the very back part of my calf, and on Sunday just behind my quads. It's not like 100%. The feeling's not 100% there, but I probably have a good, I'd say maybe 55, 60% in the back of my legs. But we'll use this massage gun, and it really, really helps to massage those muscles. And you can tell I don't use it.
Yes.
I don't know how to turn it on.
The bottom. Very bottom.
Oh, like I'm really off. I don't know what that was I was pushing then. Right there.
Yeah, turn it on first on the very bottom.
Oh.
The bottom switch is. I don't feel it.
My husband says you can tell I don't feel it. Well, my arms aren't broke, so I need to.
Now you can use the one on the end.
Okay. So, you see that? And it does, and there's different levels apparently, because, yeah, he can speed it up and slow it down. Yeah. And it really digs in there and helps keep that circulation flow. And I'm very blessed to have him to do that. Well, see, y'all have helped me with a lot. You've helped me learn how to turn on a very life-saving tool for me, and I'll just have to, massage some shoulders. So, all right. So, my guys, did you see the video that I put out Wednesday? I was so happy about the intro and the post intro. EXO, whatever you want to call it. I spent time doing that, which is why I didn't get everything done that I wanted to before surgery, trying to come up with those cute little things. I've been waiting on my son forever and ever and ever and ever and ever to come show me. And bless his heart, he's just busy. He's the one that turned 22 on the day of my surgery. And I mean, he's busy. He's got his own life, and he's a security guard now. He's still got a girlfriend. So, still has friends. So he's my busiest child. I don't get to see him as much, and he lives 2 blocks from me. But I kept waiting for him to come show me stuff. And one day he gave me 10 minutes. And I tried to learn as much as I could in that 10 minutes. And what I couldn't learn, I spent probably a good 3 days. And they were long days. I got aggravated, frustrated, trying to learn how to do those animated videos. Mine are not clean. They're not perfect. but I had so much fun creating them. And one of them you've yet to see. I'm hoping you'll get to see it Sunday, but anyway, it's did anybody get to see that one Wednesday? It was titled Wednesday on the Hook with Cynthia. It's where we come together and we just crochet for 1 hour, whatever we want to crochet. And I bought a ladybug timer because I couldn't find a butterfly one, but I bought a ladybug timer to use as the time. Did anybody get to see that video by any chance? But anyway, so I'm waiting for you to respond. Roseanne says, yes, the ladybug. All right, sweet. I was so happy about that intro. I wanted something that would be catchy, that, you know, like my other one with the yarn ball and the hook and needle and whatnot. And Jen says, I did not see it. So I wanted something that was catchy, just like, you know, when you hear the Farmer in the Dale song, you know, oh my gosh, that's Cynthia's Shout Out Lovejoy, you know, Love Share Saturday episode. So I wanted something that was catchy, that whenever you hear it, you'd be like, oh, that's Wednesday on the Hook with Cynthia. Because, you know, Wednesday on the Hook has taken a new look for 2021. In 2020, it was more about, you know, kind of work along projects. And then it became trying to do, you know, short projects all in one tutorial. And then it became kind of on the back burner and didn't really do anything. So for 2021, I changed the title of Wednesday on the Hook. And now I call it Wednesday on the Hook with Cynthia. And what it is about is 1 hour every week. I try to set it so the video airs at 4 p.m. on Wednesdays. But your 4 p.m. on Wednesday may be 3 a.m. on Saturday morning. It may be 1 p.m. on Tuesday afternoon. It may be 9:30 on a Friday night. Better not be. You better be here. The point is that at least 1 hour every week, you will push everything to the side, because we all have crazy busy schedules, and you will just crochet for you. If crocheting for you is making that shawl for your mom, or making a blanket for your neighbor, or Charlie, you know, doing the breast cancer blanket to sell, if that is what makes you happy as far as the project that you want to work on, that's what I want you to work on in that 1 hour. The first video I did before surgery. It didn't have the fancy little intro and exit leave out video part. And it wasn't even a full hour of taping, because I thought, you know, not having the interaction, because I don't want to start something here, like during my recoup time of doing it as a live, and then I can't even do the fancy video intro, and then not be able to keep it up when I go back to work. Now, if I find out down the road that this is my permanent circumstance, then we'll look at making it a live. We'll even look at doing StreamYard, or going completely all the way over to Zoom and doing something like that. But we're going to crochet for 1 hour. And so I have decided, I got a timer. It was supposed to come in the day before my surgery, and it came in a couple of days after. I think it came in on Wednesday after I was in the hospital. I was looking for a butterfly, because that's, you know, more relevant to my channel, but it would have been really cool if I found one that said joy on it, but I didn't. So I picked a cute ladybug, because I've always loved ladybugs as well. I love calling people ladybugs. Some of you've probably heard me say, what's up, ladybug? So don't take it personally. I'm not calling you a bug. It's a term of endearment for me. Some people say honey, sweetheart, sugar booger. I say ladybug. But anyway, I didn't know whether to crochet the whole hour with you on video, but I kind of did yesterday, and or when I did it for Wednesday. And so going forward, I will. If you don't want to sit there the whole time, that's fine. But the point of it is to create a moment where you've got that 1 hour that's set aside just for you, because you deserve it. I deserve it. And let's just talk. Wednesday's video, I asked a question. I asked, what is your favorite Disney movie? I shared what my favorite Disney movie is and why. I shared the Disney movie that I loved watching with my nephew when he was a little boy. I talked about Disney movies that I started to watch with my children and we stopped because it scared them. I talked about my husband's favorite Disney movie and the song that he loved in it. And I mean, so I was talking about things. And then there might have been a couple segments where, I just sat there crocheting. But it is supposed to be laid back, unscripted. What happens, happens. I mean, at one point in it, my phone rang. It was my friend Beverly calling to tell me she was ready to be picked up for coming to be my friend and company companion and babysitter. So, yeah, I didn't edit any of that out. And so I'm really excited about that segment. So that will happen on Wednesdays. And yes, I would love to have that live action like we are right now, even taking it to the bigger step. And again, if I find that this is my permanent situation and, then we'll go that way. But I am really big about, if I start something, I've got to finish it. That's just who I am. I'm not a quitter of any kind. Now, I'm okay with trying something, it doesn't work, stopping and revamping. But I don't want to get used to something and then, because I know what would happen. In order for me to want to keep that as alive, then when I go back to work, if that's the gift I'm given, then I will end up having to cut out 3 hours of sleep in order to get up and be able to do that, to keep it going. And so that's not fair to me, and it's not fair to you to start something and then change it up again. So anyway, but I'm excited about that midweek, and I personally look forward to it. And the reason that I even created that and brought it to you is I'm all the time telling myself, you know what, if I just finish this, then I could just crochet the whole rest of the weekend, whatever I want. That baby blanket I'm working on, I can finish it. But you know what happens? I then remember I needed to do this. And I remember that I didn't finish this. And I remember that I got to do this load of laundry. And then I've got to iron these uniforms. And before I know it, the weekend's over and I never even touched that blanket. And it's the Elvis blanket that has really inspired this. So I am physically creating a time where 1 hour every week, Cynthia will sit down, set a timer, and she'll crochet. And if the phone rings and I know it's not an important phone call, I will call that person back. Because in that 1 hour, I'm going to give myself the very worthy 60 minutes I deserve to just crochet for joy. And so I invite you to come along and do the same thing, because you are just as worthy. And if it's not crocheting, if it's knitting, if it's hemp making, if it's jewelry making, sewing on the sewing machine, whatever brings you your joy, I want you to give yourself 1 hour every week, because you deserve it. Let me see real quick. Viola says, yes, I did. Sweet. Sweet. Love the intro and crochet time. Thank you. Mare says, there is also something called a lymphedema pump that uses air in what looks like a ski boot that gently massages your legs and helps move the fluids to prevent swelling. Oh, wow. That is cool. I bet that would help with these leg cramps that I have too. I'm telling you, it just blows my mind how something can be so numb and so dead weight and have no feeling and yet produce the most hair pulling out pain. Jen says, laugh out loud. I'm here. I'm here. Oh my gosh, my sweet friend. I did not even know that I lost you. Mare says, thumbs up, people, please. Oh, thank you. I would appreciate that. I am currently showing 9 people in house with us right now and 7 thumbs up. So if you've not done a thumbs up, I would greatly appreciate that. And thank you, Mare, for that. Mare says, Telfa is the name of the non-adherent pad my husband uses for his wound care. I'm going to have to come back and write down a lot of this stuff. You also need one of those grabber stick things. Oh, I got one. And sorry, another quick story. Tonight, my husband was trying to move me from one position to the other, and the wheelchair was not moving. And it was like, what is going on? I had it because I had Beverly give it to me before he left to take her home for the weekend. And I had stuck it in the side of the chair because when she gave it to me, the reason I had her give it to me is I had dropped not only my crochet hook, but I had dropped the mouse to my computer. So I was using the stick in that moment to pick the crochet hook up and my mouse. And so I had stuck it in there. When we finally figured out that the reason I couldn't move, because I was trying to go potty real quick before I came on that first video, it dawned on us that it was that gripper stick. I was sitting there and I don't even know what I did, but I was like, what is this? And it bent in half. And I was like, what? I was like a kid in a candy shop over this little gripper stick that bent in half because now it's compact. Because I am a neat freak. Things have to have like their own place. And I like things that are small and compact and, you know, can just be like organized. My husband was like, you know, Mr. Cool Suave. He was like, yeah. You didn't know it could do that? No, until like 5-10 minutes ago, I'd never even used one. So yes, you are so correct, my friend. Those things are nice. And the reason I got it though wasn't for picking things up. That is what they used to teach me how to dress myself. Because before I came home, I had to go through not only a series of physical obstacles, and y'all, that was hard. In fact, after they called my husband to come get me, my endurance level was so low. My blood pressure was really low. That they actually were going to take away the privilege of going home. And I told them, I will lose it. Please let me go home. I'm so ready to go home. So in order to do that, I had to physically pass some tests. And I did. I pushed myself. I passed. And they know I pushed myself because by the time I got back to a sit-down position, I was hyperventilating. They had to get me through all that. But they let me come home. And I had to promise that if certain things happened that I'd call them. Anyway, I had to go through a level of not just physical abilities to be able to come home, but there were some mental things, you know, what scares you about being home? Not being home alone, because if you're going to be home alone, we're not letting you go. You've got to go to rehab. So, of course, there was a thing of falling. And then I said the lack of independence, the lack of being able to do things. And they're like what? I said, well, like, you know, pulling up my own pull-up, you know, putting on my own pajama bottoms, you know, because it's not like I have to dress fancy for what? They had me get that gripper stick. And they went and got one and brought it to the room. And the first time in a week that I actually had pants on to go home, I did it. I did it. I was able to use that gripper stick to pull my pants up till I got them to a point that I could physically do it with my own hands. And yes, it was a level of success. And so, yeah, that gripper stick is really cool. And that's why I have mine, is the ability to be able to help dress myself. So. Oh, I see. Okay, let me come back up. I got you. I got you, Jen. Hang on one second. Um, Jen says, no, you said we better be here at 9:30 on Friday night. So she's saying I'm here. I get it now. Yes, yes. You already have plans on Friday night, so don't make that your one. Well, you can crochet. That could be your 1 hour of crochet. But just do it here with us. Mare says, for leg cramp, take a magnesium, calcium, zinc supplement at night, and vitamin D3 and K2 taken with supper will help you sleep better. They do have me on magnesium supplements. I'm already on those on a daily basis. Mare says, but check with your doctor. My husband had been diabetic, and the doctor had him on magnesium. Yeah, they've got me on magnesium. In fact, I just told my husband tonight, they had taken me off of my baby aspirin as a blood thinner, probably 7-8 weeks ago, when they put me on a anti-inflammatory for pain and muscle cramping and tension. And because it's got blood thinner in it, they took me off the baby aspirin. And when I came home, I was supposed to start the baby aspirin back. And I had not put that back into my regular medicines. And I had just said something to my husband about that. So I have to make sure that I do that. All right, let's see here. I have no idea. Mayor says, yes, thumbs up, people, please. I do appreciate that. Wait a minute. I think I already read all those. Okay. Vitamin D3 is fat soluble, so do not take on an empty stomach because your system will not absorb it as well. I'll be honest, I don't take any of my medicines on an empty stomach. I respond to stuff so quickly. Like that, I will tell you that. That is one thing that amazed those nurses. Whenever they would give me my pain meds, like at first, at some points, they thought I was faking. Because like within 3-5 minutes after I take a pain med, like the crying and the just breathing would just stop, and they're like, really, it don't work that fast, but for me it truly does. And they did learn that right quick, and even to the point that what might be considered a normal dose for you is way too much for me. And because in the beginning they were giving me like 2 pills of Oxycontin or oxycodone, whatever you call it, every 4 hours. And I was not even in this world, like ever. Like they were constantly having to drag me and wake me up to get vitals and stuff. And so finally I got to a point that I was nauseous all the time. And my appetite was just like, it went from to, and so finally I told him, I said, look, I'm just going to be honest with you. I think my pain meds are too strong. So they started tapering it back. And so now I can take instead of 2 pills of that oxy, I can take half of one, and it does exactly what I need it to in the time frame that most normal patients would get taking the 2. So yeah, stuff responds to me. So I never take any of my diabetic medicine or anything on an empty stomach because it affects me greatly. So, but anyway, all right. So we talked about Wednesday on the Hook with Cynthia, and so I really, really hope, that in all of your crazy busy schedules, whether, you're a mom, a grandparent that's watching your grandkids, or you have a job, that you have to physically get up and get dressed and go out to, or if you work from home or whatever, that you will find. I've never sat down and figured it out, and I should remember from school, but let's just figure it out real quick. I should have just said it. One of you, this might be your gift, and you might have already known the answer to this. Okay. Here we go. There's approximately 10,080 minutes in 1 week. 10,080 minutes in 1 week. There's 1,440 in a day. So 10,080 minutes in a week. Surely in that almost, 10,100 minutes, we can find 60 for just ourselves. So I'm excited about that program. All right. Now, the second program, which I've not introduced to you, I actually made a segment video right before I went in to have surgery, and I may use clips of that one, but I do know that I'm going to have to redo it because I want to be current. But it is called Yarn Joy Adventures with Cynthia, and I'm excited. It's got its own little intro as well. And the end of it will be the same ending as the Wednesday video, but oh my gosh, I'm so excited about that one. That one is going to be where we will just do all kinds of crazy projects. I mean, they'll still pretty much all be crochet, but 3 weeks, we may learn how to, and I'm just throwing things out here. Don't hold me that this is what we're going to do, because no pressure. I'm just throwing adventures out there. But maybe 3 weeks we'll learn to crochet a purse and put a strap on it, maybe in 2 weeks we'll, do like a baby blanket. I mean, a baby towel with a hooded, hoodie, which is something I do want to do. And so, 1 week we work on the towel, and then the second week we work on the hoodie in a washcloth, and put a little, icon or something on there, or button or iron-on patch or something. But anyway, who knows what we'll do. But it'll all be crochet alongs. Like, it'll be projects to be done together. And I know everything I'm saying is just like so much. Well, she wants us to do this here and here and here. Do what you can. That's part of the reason I feel like we don't have that 60 minutes. It's because we try to do it all. Don't try to do it all. If there's something that we do on a Yarn Joy adventure that you want to do, but right now you already got 3 whips going and your plate is full, just save the video. Put it in your library and tuck it away. But the point of the matter is sometimes it might be just teaching a new stitch. You know, I've had just as much fun learning new stitches in the Longmire blanket as I have in the process of it. So who knows what we're going to do? But the key word is adventure, you know? And I mean, oh my gosh, maybe I'm watching Crystal Bagaday's, video one day and she introduces a new yarn. And I can go out and get that yarn and be like, okay, Crystal was talking about this yarn. I went and got it. I'm feeling it. I'm touching it. Let's crochet a little bit with it. Let's see that might be what it's about. Who knows what's going to happen on that on those Sunday videos. But the point of the matter is to be on the journey, to be on the adventure. I know I use the word journey a lot because I just don't believe that we end up in places happenstance. I believe we're placed in any given moment at any given time, and I don't mean it all in a spiritual perspective. I mean, I do believe that I am where I am supposed to be at every given moment. One day, it may be when I was 19, God set me in a grocery store aisle in a Myers in Michigan, and I was looking at green beans and pinto beans, and this elderly woman comes walking through. I don't even remember why I was on that aisle, but she come walking through and she burst into tears and she dropped a can of vegetables. And so I remember rushing over to her and picking up the can of vegetables, handing it to her, and I'm like, it's okay. I thought she was crying because she dropped the can of vegetables. And I was like, now there. I didn't even really dent the can or anything. And she just, reached out, grabbed the can, but just gently touched my hand. And she says, no, dear, this is the first time in 53 years I've gone grocery shopping without my husband because you see, my Henry passed away. Awkward, especially for a young girl. I got to pray with her. And you know what I ended up doing? I ended up walking through that grocery store with her the rest of her grocery journey. And she got a lot of stuff. But it wasn't even about that. I enjoyed talking to her. And that ended up not being the only day our paths crossed. She actually invited me to come to her house one day for lunch. And I'll never forget, we had sandwiches for lunch, tuna fish sandwiches. She had not only cut the crust off, they were like 4 little, tuna fish sandwiches that she had cut the crust off of, but she'd used a cookie cutter. So our sandwiches were in the shape of flowers, and we had the cutest little teacups that, in about 3 gulps, the tea was gone. But it was so precious. And I'd have missed that if I wasn't, for whatever reason, I was in that Myers in Michigan that day on that vegetable aisle. I'd have missed that. And I mean, I've told y'all the story before about saving the well at Polly's Island. If in that moment my 2 feet weren't there that day to walk up on that massive black mass to find that grieving mother well, I'd have never had an opportunity to help save a well. So our Yarn Joy adventures, who knows where they're going to take us? But I'm just excited. And I'll tell you that when the first one starts, I am going to be introducing making a baby blanket. And it is recreating a stitch that we learned from the Longmire blanket. And so, yeah, you pick the journeys that you can go on. And maybe you're not making the blanket with us, but maybe you just want to work on, Charlie, the breast cancer blanket that you're already working on, but you just want to go for the ride and hang out with us and listen to what we're talking about. Maybe you never want to do the Longmire blanket. Maybe you have no intentions of ever watching Longmire. But just come hang out with us while we play the game and just be together. There's a lot of great decisions I've made in my life. One was when I was 10 and I accepted the Lord as my personal Lord and Savior. One was when I was 39. Oh no, it was younger than that. Hang on. Let's do it this way. I was 36. And I married my husband. If y'all just knew, this amazing man who's full of laughter and jokes, and he's asleep right now, does so much. Here's our conversation. Look at what all he got on and looked up. He would get up and go to work every day, and he was a landscaper. He'd come home to a home that he shared with his brother. Y'all, they had carpet up on the windows. They had blankets up on the windows. It was darker than dark in that place. It was like a dungeon. Thank God I met him and fell in love with him before I ever went to his home. I'm a girl that loves sunshine, and I'm the Snow White, the butterflies and the birds flying with me and singing and skipping along. Man thought he'd never get married. Lived in this dark cave, so to speak. You just never know where your 2 feet are going to be planted. We never know where Yarn Joy Adventures are going to take us and what we're going to do, but I am on for the ride. Again, it's going to be kind of one of those segments. It's planned, but it's not planned. Like, if one of you say, oh my gosh, Cynthia, and I have no idea if there's anything like this, there's this lava magnifying poncho. Well, Cynthia's going to say, well, let's try to make this lava magnifying poncho. I want my channel to be just as much as your channel. Your channel. Tell me, I'm getting tired. Yours channel. This social media platform, it is just a means to connect us together. So anyway, all right. Roseanne's got smiley emoji, says, so sweet. Mary says, you said be together, laugh out loud. Yep, be together. It was a B word. Oh. Definitely come hang out with us next week. All I'm going to say is when I put the questions together, I thought about you and your be togethers. Viola says, we have a lot of fun on Friday nights. We really do, you guys. And again, none of this is planned. Thank God, because it was all meant to happen. It's not planned. And that's what I love. We just come together and we just hang out together. And like I said, I don't know what any of you look like. And it doesn't matter. I am so in love with you guys, and I've gotten to know some of you on a deep personal level. I've gotten to know some of you, and I've gotten to walk some of your painful and exciting life journeys. And you've taught me so much. You've taught me much about you. You've taught me much about people. You've taught me much about myself. And I'm with you, Viola. I love Friday nights. And I don't even remember what night it was I tried to reach out to y'all in the hospital. But I needed y'all. Like, I just needed to see some of your names pop up. I don't get to physically hear your voice. Some of you, because I have talked to you on the phone, if you call, I know immediately who you are. But some of you, if you were to call me, I wouldn't know who you were. But as soon as you said that precious, beautiful name, I'd be like, my dear friend. And that's honestly what I love about YouTube. I know we talk about the StreamYard and the Streamline or whatever it's called in the Zoom, and I do hope to eventually get to some of that stuff. But I love the fact that, yeah, y'all get to see who I am, but I love the fact that I love you because of what I get to see here. Our world is so quick and so full of hate. And our Friday nights, I get to feel love and compassion, joy, laughter, tears, because I'm laughing so hard at the competition, the good, clean competition between you guys, or a comment you've made, or some corny thing my husband's piped in and said, or Mr. Mike keeping us straight, Jen. Or we say something and it's like, oh my gosh, Mr. Mike is in the house, I love it because it's real, it's genuine. And we get to learn how to crochet together. You guys, I don't know everything there is to know about yarn. I mean, Kelly Platter did a very good job of educating me on some stuff. I was a Red Heart Yarn acrylic girl because, and cotton girl, because that's all I really have on my wall, and Curon Simply Soft. And, that's what she did. She sent me 2 large boxes, and I was so grateful, of yarn that I wanted to try. And now I can. And I mean, I'm so ever grateful for Friday nights, and I'm so glad that things came the way they did. I don't know if you remember, if you're new to my channel or not, but when I first started Cup to Hook Conversation, they were pre-recorded videos because my internet was so weepy sad that I just couldn't do a live. And now the internet on my phone is superb, but I'm not monetized or anything like that, so I can't do lives on my phone. And it got to a point that I was so hungry for what we have right here, right now. I remember my husband and I went and we sat in the Walmart parking lot for 2.5 hours. And that's where I did my first live video, was in the back parking lot of a Walmart. He was sleeping behind my driver's seat. I was in the driver's seat holding my laptop, and that's how we had our first live conversation video on Friday night. And I was so in love with that concept. That amazing man went and bought a whole new internet, and the next week I was live from my laptop in my studio, and it's been that way ever since. So, and it's hard to believe it's not yet been a year since I started my YouTube journey. Sorry, got a hair. March 4th, my first video aired March 4th, 2020. So it's close. It's very, very close. It's just a couple weeks away. So, all right. I see my screen moving. Let me clean my eyeballs and come see what my precious friends are saying. Mary says, we do have fun. Bring out some joy and big laughs. Woot, woot. Absolutely. Sylvia says, I'm so sorry, Cynthia, but I have to go. I'm tired and I've got to get to bed. I love you and I'll call you tomorrow. God bless you. Oh, wow. What time is it? Okay. So that was about 5 minutes ago. Maybe she's still here. Sylvia, thank you so much, love. I just want you to know that we all have you definitely wrapped in prayer. And yes, definitely try to reach out to me. If we don't connect, if we don't get to talk, just know that I have you so surrounded in prayer Tuesday, and that as soon as you may not get immediate results Tuesday on whether or not it's leukemia or not, but do not hesitate to call. Do not be alone and bear whatever news you find. And if it is a praise the Lord, girlfriend, you better call me and not share that praise the Lord moment alone. I love you. Good night and get you some rest. Roseanne, what does that say? She's saying, good night, Sylvia. Viola says, night, Sylvia. Roseanne says, I was there for that. Oh, for that live. Yes, I do remember that, Roseanne. Yes, in fact, that was like part of the beginning, I think, of our friendship. Was in that first live, and I think maybe I might have seen you just before that. But yes, you're so right, Roseanne. Charlize says, night, Sylvia. So let's see. So we've talked about the Wednesday on the Hook with Cynthia, and the Yarn Joy Adventures. And the other thing is I can't even think right now. Let me look at my second brain, which is my planner book. The Morning Joy Blogs with Cynthia. You guys, that started because I just wanted to be able to give out something positive and encouraging. I really would have loved to have had those as lives every morning. But you know, God is so good, because the first two videos, the first two Yarn Morning Blogs, whatever. What was it? Sorry. Morning Joy Blogs. They were me. You saw me. But now you get a nature scene and the devotion. And I think it's just so cool, because it's literally that way of starting the day, and who knows where you are in the world. It may be the end of the day that you're getting that. But it's just a way to be calm going into the start of the day, or calm ending your day. And it's my way of just being able to say, I love you every day, you know, and we don't say it enough. And I genuinely want you to know that I want to hug you. Now, my hugs are not as great as Grandma Anna's hugs. That woman's got the hugs down. She's a good hugger. mean, granted, I've never physically hugged Grandma Anna, but she's got the best virtual hugs around. Y'all know what I'm talking about. And it's a way to hug you. It's a way that, you know, you're never alone. And it's just as much for me. Like, I get just as much out of it. And what's even better is when I record it, and here lately, which, speaking of which, I don't have tomorrow morning's ready yet. So I got to get off of here because I need to go to bed. This is, gosh, the latest I've been up in a while. But y'all do that. You give me such inner joy and inner peace. I just so forever, ever blessed. But what's so cool is that, and in the beginning, I was setting my alarm at 6 to wake up and hear it when it aired. Now, because of, you know, my situation, I just listen to it before I, like, get up. And I allow the blessing to be given to me. You know, like, I don't hear my voice reading the devotion. Like, I gaze at the picture that's presented, and I truly listen to God voice talking to me. And in a way, that's kind of what I want. I want, you know, and never do I knock anybody else's channel. Ever. I don't compare myself to them. But my channel, I'm leaning more towards the non-scripted, the non-expected. You know, I'll continue doing the expected Crochet Society box unboxings, which I think I'm getting one soon. I can't wait. Not that I don't have enough to do, because I do, but you know how it is. You just, yeah. Yarn just brings joy. And those boxes are so full of surprises. And who doesn't love some Happy Mail? Oh my gosh. Speaking of Happy Mail, and he's asleep, I specifically saved something just for tonight. Yesterday, I got 2 cards in the mail. Oh, y'all, my sweet husband's snoring. Oh, bless his heart. And I got one today, and they're all 3 from my sane aunt. And I think it's right there in my Bible. Let me see. But we're going to open these cards from my aunt. You know, I'm still figuring this out, so. Whoop. Whoops, I rolled a little too far. Oops, I'm going the wrong way. Oh my gosh. Oops, that's not the right way. I'm going to tear up the house. I don't think I'm going to be able to reach it. And oh, but you know what? Okay, y'all really going to get to see me in my glory, and I'm sorry I keep flashing y'all. Come over here and get my little wand stick, and I'll pull my Bible, because I think they're in my Bible. You might get to see my chair a little bit. Y'all, I'm still learning how to drive this. Watch me get stuck. Can y'all see those? You can't really see them, but you can see the illumination of those pretty Christmas lights that Miss Kelly gave me. When I sleep in the recliner, those are my night lights, even though they're in the other room in my studio. And they just, who knew when they got put up to be a blessing for y'all and for me. See, Mayor, I had no idea that closed. This is how they presented it to me. And I was like, why does it look, oh, because it can close. Okay, lock. What am I doing wrong here? Oh, see? Like y'all have probably never seen those before, but you probably have. Baby, are you waking up? Oh, I'm trying to get. I was trying to get my Bible. Remember I had those 2 cards from Aunt Sonny?
Oh,
I think they're in here. If not, they're on my craft table. Oh, they must be on my craft table. Yeah, I thought they were in the Bible, but they must be on the craft table. And we'll understand if you don't want to get up and get them. I'm just going to make sure they're not in this book, because I had them earlier because I wanted to open them up, but I do. And honestly, I would go in there and you could really get to see my wheelchair, but unfortunately, the threshold, it's got some thickness to it, and I learned the hard way that I cannot go across it by myself because I almost projectile myself forward, and that I definitely have to have Todd's assistance to go into my studio. All right, guys, so we're just going to open this one card from her. But bless her heart, I think she has sent me a card every day. And I have had a close relationship with all of my aunts in my life. And they've all been strong and powerful women in my life. And I've been blessed to have them. And this particular one, she every year sends my husband and I birthday cards. She sends us our anniversary card and has the number of our birthday year, you know, like how old we're going to be, and the number of our anniversary always on the card. They're always covered in some kind of stickers, you know. Of course, that's the new stamp, but she's always got some kind of sticker on the card. And I don't know, sometimes I think a lot of that inner joy that I have comes from her. And, you know, I have another aunt that one that I spent time with in Florida and got the baby stuff. You know, she's always been like motherly to me. And then another one of my aunts was a school teacher, a kindergarten teacher. And so, you know, you have to have a lot of compassion, not only for children, but for people, because you deal with parents. Not that that's a bad thing. That sounded like it was a bad thing, but that's where I think I get a lot of my creativity from. My mother, was a very compassionate woman. She kept foster children in her home. My mom's a very creative woman. So I come from a generation, a family of strong, empowered, creative women. And so I think that's where I get that from. But anyway, we'll enjoy the one card that I do. Oh, guess what? Oh, no, I thought I found them, but this is the card that I read in the hospital from Anna, and I may read it again because that video was not that great. And this is actually a Valentine's Day card that she sent Todd and I. Thinking of you today. So the other ones are probably get well cards. And so she says, Dear Cynthia and Todd, your thought of today because it's Valentine's Day, your thought of always because you're you. Happy Valentine's Day. Love, Aunt Sandra, Gigi, and Greg. Gigi and Greg are her two children. My cousin Gigi has been pretty much in an institution her whole life. She has cerebral palsy and some other health issues, and they said she'd never live, to her teenage years. And she's older than me. I struggle to always remember the age difference between Gigi and I, but if I had to guess, she's probably in her mid to late 50s, and I'm just starting out my 50s. So, but yeah. So, and then of course this was Anna's. It had a cute little sticker on it that says thinking of you. And I loved it. The little puppy dog with the butterfly. Squishy, squishy. And it says, it's just me. And she says, Dear Cynthia, hoping today is a good day for you and tomorrow even better. Hugs and joy, Anna. And then, Dear Cynthia, she thanked me, a little personal note there. And said, I'm keeping you in my prayers. Please know you're a blessing to me. I hope you're on the woot woot train of healing. Love, Anna. And see, she had no idea about the whole woot woot story. So cool, cool, cool. All right, you guys, what you saying? Oh, thank you, Mayor, for giving Sylvia hugs. You guys, she's having such a rough time. Just such a rough time. So please, please covet her in prayer. That is cool. I didn't know they folded, right? That was just so cool. And like I said, when I discovered that, I felt like a kid. I was playing around with it because I didn't even know that they locked. That, once you close them, that you can lock it in place. And then I was like, well, what is this? And then it just closed. And that's so cool because it just makes it so much more compact and easy. And I'll show you something I got sitting right here. I pulled aside. This is just some parfait layer yarn. In fact, this is the same type of yarn. When my son was graduating from boot camp at Paris Island, I made this blanket. And little did I know that I would be using it on my, my wheelchair. But anyway, it's almost a little too long, though. It's a little too big. It does get caught sometimes in the wheel, so I may have to make another one. But first, oh, sorry, y'all. I had Todd help me get this yarn earlier. And after I finished making my little beanie hat, I want to create some bags, some cloth bags. And I wanted to use this velvet yarn so it'd be thicker to create some bags that I can put my mask and my hand sanitizer in and stuff like that, that I can have close by and help me, move and get around. And so I'm going to make one that's kind of, a little smaller to hang on the side here. so that will mainly hold like my hand sanitizer and my mask. And then I'm going to make one, and I know I could go buy something, but I'm going to make, oh, there's a pocket on the back of my wheelchair. I didn't know there was a pocket on the back of my wheelchair already. But I still want to make a cloth bag that hangs off the back of my chair. I could carry stuff like, you know, a skein of crochet or whatever, but huh. It says Lucky Flowers anti-mold sticker. I have no idea what that was supposed to be for. And then I got some of those little silica packets that were back there. Well, what do you know? I have a pocket back there. All right, let's see. Mare says that is cool. I didn't know they folded. Mare says, I was thinking that you need to do a C to C, corner to corner. Oh my gosh. That would be brilliant, Mare. She says a corner to corner Joy Grafkin holiday blanket. Oh my gosh, that is brilliant. Roseanne says that's a good idea, Mare. Mare says a row of Xmas lights, a row of holly with berries, and a row of garland. Then the big middle with the word joy or be joyous, and a repeat of the 3 top motifs on the bottom. Something like that as a holiday make-along. Oh my gosh. I absolutely am in love with that. Yes. See, that's what I'm talking about. Oh my gosh, that just excites me. I'm going to tell y'all I'm probably going to have to go soon because my leg is really bothering me. Let me see. You said a row of Xmas lights, row of holly. This would be so cute. And you know, I can already envision in my head like how to draw on the graph paper the Christmas lights and the holly, and the garland. That I would have to think about, but it wouldn't be hard at all. I mean, I could probably look at something, but it wouldn't be unique if I didn't take it from a picture here and put it on graph. So you said a row of garland. And joy, or even the be joyful. And then repeat. Corner to corner blanket. Oh my goodness. I really love that. I'm going to actually really work on that, which it's already almost March, y'all. Can you believe it's already almost March? March. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's something I would want to do soon, so that if somebody wants to make up many of those for Christmas gifts, they have time. And that's something I want to do. And maybe during this time, I can have more time to do that. But I want to start planning out. You know, like right now, I try, when I was working at the hospital, to always plan 2 weeks ahead. And it would be cool because I do have a notebook that is just for ideas, and that's where this is going to go. But it's going to go at the top of the list. I really like that, Mare. Like, that's got to be a 2021 thing. And I want to start planning. You know, a lot of movie makers, big companies, you know, like January 1st hits. Let's say January 1st of 2021 hits. I want to start planning January 1st of 2022. Like, I want to know ahead of time what projects we're going to do. That would be so amazing. Like right now, that ocean blanket I was telling you about, that's a 2022 project. That will not happen this year. But that is so cool, Mare. You're so brilliant, so talented. Project Runway. They just don't know what they're missing out on. Something like that as a holiday make-along, yes. You can change the motifs around, whichever works best. I was reading your name. I am a cross stitcher, so I'm happy to collaborate with the design. Sweet. And I'm going to tell you, like you said, there's so many versions of that we could make. Like, I love snowmen as well. And I could see even like, you know, hearts, snowmen, hearts, joy. My brain is going. That's what I love about these. What time is it, y'all? Well, it's not as late as it was that one night. It's 12:30, which is still, you know, up there. But oh my gosh, this is where the magic happens. Like, I'm not saying that anybody who watches this replay would not be in what I'm fixing to say, but this is the dream team. Like, this is where we make the magic happen. Sorry, y'all. I'm just, that is what it is. It hurts, but oh my gosh. Mary, you have me so excited. Like, I'm not going to be able to sleep. Honestly, I'm surprised I'm not asleep. Like, I normally have several naps throughout the day, and I've not been asleep since I woke up at 4:30. I've usually had 2 naps by now, and then I'm sleeping. So, but this isn't a bad thing. Don't take what I just said as a bad thing. That was a compliment. That was a good thing. Oh my gosh, you guys, this hurts so bad. Gosh, I'm so excited about that. That is an amazing idea, and that's the great thing about those corner-to-corner blankets. Like, you can almost do anything. Mary says, I also love snow people. That's something I want to do on the Yarn Joy Adventures for Christmas, is make a mama snowman, a daddy snowman, and a baby snowman. I designed a Snow People cross stitch male. Wait, what now? I designed a Snow People cross stitch mail art a few years ago. No idea where those photos are. Oh, that would be so cool to see. I am so sorry I'm shaking y'all again. You can see those lights changing colors on the ceiling. I do enjoy laying in this recliner and getting to just fall asleep watching those. Y'all, I wish he was awake. I'd love to show you something. You know what? I'm not going to tell you. I'm just going to tell you a one word, so it's not like a tease. And I'm just really going to also, maybe y'all can help me right now come up with a name. I need to do a segment once a week, but keep it brief so that, you know, I don't want to overwhelm myself, you know, that there's so much going on, but that I share something personal about me. The word that I'm going to tell you, so you'll know when the story comes, is bear. And all I'm going to tell you is my husband dug out a bear that he received when he was 4 years old, and he cleaned it up, and it is the perfect size. Like, it's huggable size. I mean, it's like maybe so tall, so wide. And he cleaned it up for me to sleep with, because when I woke up from the second surgery and, you know, I couldn't move my body, they had pillows all lined up one side of my body and all upside the other side of the body. I had pillows between my legs, under my feet. I had two under my head. I mean, I had pillows everywhere. But I also had a pillow that I hugged for comfort. And it wasn't so much to be like, you know, I was afraid, and it was that kind of comfort. It was, I felt like I was holding something. I felt like I was grounded. I was holding that blanket. So when I woke up, I knew immediately I was okay, because I was so drugged that I constantly didn't know where I was. But anyway, and so when I came home, he had that bear ready for me. And I do sleep with that bear. But anyway, so what's a title that I can do for personal videos, like have nothing to do with crochet, like for me to show you Mr. Bear, or to show you the dogs, or I need a catchy little title. Oh, that's the fan. I noticed this light. I was like, what is that, a siren light? But it's the light from the fan flashing. I also designed a bee baby gift set a while ago with the bee trail spelling out the baby's name. That's adorable, Mare. I would love to get a copy of that if you don't mind. That would be precious to do for little Violet. Charlie says, Cynthia, you look like you're getting tired. I am. I'm gonna wrap this up, you guys. Plus, I'm not gonna lie, I am in a lot of pain. Mare says, yes, you should wrap this up before you overtax yourself. Roseanne says, I concur. And I agree. So if you can always email me. I think most of you have my email. Shirley, I don't know if you have my email or not. You know, it's down in the description box below. Y'all can always send me individual emails. If you don't have my cell phone number, just email me. I'll be happy to give it to you. If you can, see if you can come up with a catchy little phrase, a catchy little title for me to share personal blogs. This is what just popped up in my head. But the only reason I will tell you I will not use it is it says, will the real Cynthia please stand up? But it's because I'm always real with you. So it would sound like I wasn't always real. But yeah. So we'll figure something else. We'll figure something out. So, all right, you guys. I do love you. And under normal circumstances, I could sit here longer, but I am tired. My leg is hurting, and this wound is mad right now. So probably because I was sitting forward for so long, and now I'm actually tired and I'm leaning backwards. So, but all right. Well, I'm excited as always about what we talk about. I can't think of anything else that but I'll work on getting that first personal video ready, and I'll do the bears. There's 2 bears. There's a Mr. Bear. I'll tell you this. Now you know I'm really getting tired and delirious. There's a Mr. Bear, and that's the bear that my husband gave me. He was so funny and so cute in the way he was behaving and being descriptive. I thought he was proposing to me, and he gave me this bear instead, which I'm going to be honest, when you find out the story behind that bear, there's no diamond ring in the world that would have ever replaced that bear. So that's Mr. Bear, and he's ginormous. Well, not ginormous because I've seen really big bears. But then there's this bear that he found and got for me. This one was actually bought for him because it's hyperallergenic, and Mr. Bear got saved only because of where Mr. Bear came from. But again, I'll save that for the personal video. This little bear, whoever made this bear, and it's clear it's a homemade bear, whoever made this bear actually gave this bear a butt crack. And I normally would not even say that word out in public, but that's what my husband calls them. There's Mr. Bear and Butt Crap Bear. And so Butt Crap Bear puts me to sleep and keeps me grounded. When I wake up, I know where I'm at. But anyway, I'm going to leave that with y'all. Roseanne says, love, hugs, good night, everyone. Mary says, what about Butterfly Flutter's family news? I really like that. Thank you. Viola says, good night, everyone. Have a restful night tonight, Cynthia. I will. You know, I'm sitting here holding this coffee, and I'm glad I didn't drink it. I really don't want coffee because I really do want to lay down and close my eyes. I just need to get to my water. But I love you guys. Thank you again for an amazing night. I know I don't have to apologize that we didn't do the questions. How much fun we'll just have next week. And yeah. Mary says, take your pain pill. Oh, I am. In fact, honestly, it was Friday and it's no longer Friday. And I've got to go do I do 1 insulin injection shot every Friday. And so I've got to go do that and go then to bed. But oh my gosh, Mary, you've got this girl's brain going. So I'll be excited for next Friday. There's so much to talk about. I'll have to create another live segment. That's what I wanted to do with the Morning Joy blogs. Y'all know how Ginger the Yarn Geek had that morning blog every morning? I live for that. I love that. And I thought about doing something like that, but it's hard to come off of a shift, a long shift from the hospital, and be always able to have the fortitude to do something like that. And so I didn't. And this was my next best thing, you know. Again, I'm not trying to compare to somebody. It's the personal touch. It's the relationships. That's what I was longing for. And but one day God will put me in a place where I can be able to do more instant reach out and touch, so to speak, not necessarily physically, but like in the moment. And until that day comes, he's blessed me with all these other videos and platforms. But all right. I love you guys. God bless. God bless. Shirley says, good night, ladies. Get some rest, Cynthia. I am. I'm headed there right now. Be good. Be joyful. Stay crafty. Take time for yourself and hug you guys. Oh, squeeze tight. I love you. Good night.